Mic check, please. Loud and clear.
Hey everybody, can I get a quick mic check for race control?
I got you, Bob. I got you.
Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is OMEC, Osborne Motors Endurance Challenge Sim Racing, and this is a special event. This is Imola 2-hour endurance race. We have, believe about 13 teams signed up right now. We got some money on the line. First place, $50 in iRacing credits. Second place, $25 in iRacing credits. Third place, $10 in iRacing credits. This is a team event. There's going to be 2 people per team. And it's at Imola. There's going to be 24-hour day and night cycle. We're starting here around, I think it's around noon. Around noon, we're going to go all through the night. We're going to be racing through the night, and then we are going to come back at noon. And with us today, in the broadcast booth, we have our one and only Devin Adams. Can you hear me?
How you doing tonight?
I'm doing well.
That's what I like to hear.
Are you ready for this special event?
Should be a good time. It's gonna be a long race though. We're not used to this 2 hours.
2 hours plus a half hour of qualifying. Our rate's gonna go up.
Yeah, it is.
We may be having
Here's it.
Bob Lindell join us. Oh, he might be here in the booth. Bob Lindell.
Greetings everybody, Bob Lindell here, sitting in the booth. Is it good view from up here?
It is. OMEC racing veteran threw up his hat tonight, decided to come broadcast.
Yeah, I could not get enough. I thought I'd take a seat at the spectator table this time, cheer on some teammates, and watch and see how it goes, see what it looks like from this side.
It looks like we had, how many teams did we have register?
We've got 20 teams registered, and one had to scratch early. I just heard earlier today, so we do have 19 teams taking the grid.
That is amazing. It looks like, what is the time in sim right now? I think noon?
Time is, yeah, it's about 11:40 right now in sim.
We are running 8x time simulation, so this half hour of qualifying is actually going to be 4 hours. of sim time. So we're going to be starting the race about 4 o'clock. Get to see that Italian sunset.
Yeah, looking forward to seeing how these guys do through the night. It's not like Sebring and not like Daytona that we spent a lot of time at recently, where we've got a lot of light out there for us, a lot of external sources or reflectors. It gets pretty dark out there.
Yeah. There is nothing, including for us broadcasters. We're going to be looking at a lot of headlights for a good amount of time.
Well, I am actually going to leave the broadcast booth for just a minute in order to step down into pit lane, take over duty quick as race control, and I'll be joining you back in just a minute.
Good luck. Devin, have you brushed up on your Spanish for the driver interviews?
I can barely speak English, my man. I am not ready for any Spanish interviews.
We got a lot of Spanish people in the Discord, Spanish
Yeah, we do.
speakers. I also don't know any Spanish, so hopefully Bob.
Hey, Bob said he took some Spanish in high school.
That's true.
I nominate him.
I can say fast, and is that vamos? I don't know. I'm gonna stop.
I think that's
I can
go.
say, I can say water. I can say agua
That there's
and
a
sea.
baño.
Oh yeah, there you go. That's the important one.
Yeah.
Looks like we got
Cerveza. That's a
Ooh,
good
yeah,
one.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You got all the one. You got beer, bathroom. You're ready for Mexico.
I've
Tequila.
even been there, and that's all I picked up when I was down there.
I am surprised with all this new competition. We got Gregory Hovson, 7,000 IR, still not able to take pole away from Scott Kimbrough.
Really?
Yep, 2/10 behind so far. Although the weather is going to keep going, so I believe the track will just keep getting colder and colder.
How do you think Bob's feeling about Slomek being taken over from him?
I don't know. Hopefully Patrick does him well. Who's Patrick's teammate?
Wyckoff. No, Daryl Winninger. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, they're in 10th right now. Looks like he's got Daryl out there putting down the quality time.
I knew that didn't sound right coming out of my mouth.
Yeah, Patrick's the safe driver. You put in on that second stint. Get him out
Yup.
there in front. Throw him out there with a clean car. Let him go to town. Kevin Hayes, our man out there, bottom of the pack right now, but hasn't put in a time. What team is he on? I think Bob gave me a sheet.
New fast lap with a 142.2 coming from Tribula 55. Savio Panicia? Question mark?
It's probably Panicia.
I'm pulling up Google. Google will tell me how to say it.
Yeah, let's just have the Google voice read all the names for us.
We should do that today.
We should. Hovson's still not on top. I don't know. Is there really that big of a difference between 5,000 and 7,000 I rating? You're probably all the same.
Exactly.
You got little old me down here at like 1,900, so 7,000 seems insane. Do you think all Gregory does is race GT3s? Do you think he maintains that 7K through multiple disciplines?
I knew a guy who was 7K in oval, and he would only run rookie legends to keep his shit up.
Ooh, yeah.
Yep. And then he'd go into town on the other races, but he was still really quick in NASCAR.
What we got? Track temp, is that ambient temp? Oh, the weather's 70, track temp is 82. The weather's pretty cold. It should be a really grippy track. I was testing some cars out here to fix some setups for some people. The BMW felt amazing. The Mercedes, not so much.
Don't say that.
The Audi was a death trap. And I don't see anyone in an Audi out here tonight. And that makes sense. A lot of Porsches. Scott Kimbrough on the BMW, for sure. Hopefully they're out there burning off some fuel and not coming in and filling up with fuel every time. Because that's the key.
Wherever Scott Kimbrough's run, that's what everybody needs to run.
Yeah, the BMW. Although he's not in first. First is Porsche. Savio Panicia? Did you look up his name yet?
Wait, hang on.
Also, everyone forgot
Panicia.
Panicia? Panicia. It's a soft C?
That's what this says.
Ooh, Panicia just got dove up the inside. I have a new... Oh, I should be streaming my thing to you. I'll do that.
How are you feeling about slow mech getting overrun?
Is that to Bob or me?
You know what?
Oh, Bob.
I am watching my paint going around the slow mech there, and you know it is a good thing because I love that livery. So I do get to spend some time watching that, and I'm cheering on Patrick and Daryl tonight for sure.
There you go.
So you guys are seeing their paints right now?
Yes.
I'm not. Also, I'm sharing that for you, Devin.
Awesome, thank you.
I'm gonna restart my trading paints. I just assumed it was people not putting paints to their teams.
No, that would be operator error on your part.
That would be. If you've watched these streams, they're all just operator error.
You know, I do have a confession to make. I don't get a chance to watch them normally after the race. I'm normally doing some scoring and then doing some other stuff and then hustling off to do other things. So I catch little bits here and there, but
you're in for a show. You get to see how it works.
How the sausage is made.
Yeah. It's made poorly. My trading paint still doesn't work, so I apologize for everyone. It's not happy. I mean, the stock AMG paint's pretty cool paint.
Isn't there, can't you force the UI to do a Control R or something to reload?
That's what I did.
Refresh paints. Oh.
Well, it's still downloading 99%. Oh, there it goes. It just had to get to 100. Just thinking about it. Although Nate Sides is still the stock Mercedes. Is he a different paint for you guys?
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
he
he's got the gold and teal Triforce. Yeah, it looks like you're still not getting them.
It'll just take a second.
Will it?
That's usually how it works for me. I didn't get all the paints loaded for the Daytona 24 until the qualifying was over.
Well, maybe they'll show up after qualifying.
Maybe.
There is Gregory Hovson up in the first place. Was able to take away Scott Kimbrough is going to get dethroned by him and Savio Panicia.
Yeah, no, we do have a lot of new folks here. So we've got folks, this is a mix of folks from normal everyday OMEC League, and we've had some newcomers. This is open to the general public, anybody who's registered. So we are going to see some tests here. Scott Kimbrough, normally kind of on the top of our finishing podiums, looks like he's going to have his work cut out for him tonight.
With the new hot lap from Gregory Hovson, the 142.16.
I do have something in the driver's meeting notes about asking for apologies for messing up people's names. So we're off the hook for that right away.
Did you already give the driver's meeting? Did I miss
No,
it?
I'm gonna drop off in a couple minutes and head over and do it.
Glad I did not miss it.
long trip down from the broadcast booth all the way down into pit lane into race control.
Good thing you're in shape and ready to run, right?
Yeah. So I am liking how these qualifying laps are looking. Everybody is pretty tight in there. You know, everybody within a small margin until you get down below 14th, 2 seconds out to Brown. But even then, I think he's still kind of warming up.
Yeah, top 6 are within a second of each other. P1, 2, and 3 all within a tenth of each other. I have a feeling that's going to be a close race for those whole 2 hours, as long as they can keep it out of the grass.
Yeah, so tell me about that. We got a 2-hour race, and we're requiring a driver swap. Kind of a short race for having folks popping out. What are we thinking with that?
You know, are you going to do it? We don't have driver fair share, so.
So we do have driver fair share at 30 minutes. So 30 minutes fair share. So we will see folks popping out a couple times.
Yeah, do you think we're going to see someone in there for that first hour and a half? And then throw in the anchor for the last 30 minutes?
Yeah, and what are we expecting? 4 fuel stints probably by this, which makes it really strange that if you start, then the other person finishes, or, you know, it's going to be interesting to see who's in and who's out.
Yeah, I think most people will just switch halfway, I assume. But also, that's 4 stops, unless you end up burning a crap ton of fuel. If you're like me, I would end up with like a stop for 2 extra gallons at the end.
Yeah, when Marcus and I were talking, when I was going to run this, I was thinking that maybe he could qualify, I'd run the middle 2 stints, and he can finish, because those are both the start and the finish are both the highest pressure stints, I think. So I said, I'll just bide my time in the middle, and you can take the bookends.
That is true. The start is the worst.
Ovson with an even faster lap with a 142 flat.
Yeah, they're definitely going to keep speeding up as the track cools off.
More rubber gets thrown down, they're just going to keep getting faster and faster.
The track state did start at 0%, so it was probably pretty slippery out there at the beginning of practice.
All right, I am going to drop off while you guys talk about the track and the weather and go do driver's meeting. I'll be back.
All right.
Nice 70 mile an hour, 70 degree day today.
It's a hurricane out there, 70 mile an hour winds. Hold on to your hats.
Track comes at 90 degrees though.
New cockpit with hose and looks like he's going slow, trying to get a good save some draft. Getting the toe of someone. This is what I'm really bad about in open qualifying. The last league I was in did this a lot, and people would play these games all the time, just like F1. Like they'd sit there, drive slow, wait for someone to get in the toe for the start-finish line, give them the speed boost. I always qualified like shit.
It's always an interesting dynamic. I think it's a good way to do it.
I'm not sure what is it also cooling down the tires currently? Or is he waiting for just someone to come along at the right time to get on the straight?
One if I had to assume. That's my guess.
Waiting for what?
He's just waiting for somebody to hit him at the right time. Get in that draft.
I am always poor at that. I was looking at about here. I think he's also cooling down his tires. I was trying to get an overlay to pop up, but I don't think it pops up during qualifying, so we're not going to see it. It's an actual relative instead of just this thing. But we'll see if this starts a flying lap. I don't think so. He's still driving around. Who's doing a flying lap right now? Savio looks like it.
Empire Racing is. Mr. Kimbrough.
You get to hear the beautiful drone of the BMW. It's the worst sounding car in the service. but it's my favorite.
Let's do a lap with our good friend Nathan Sides. Number 5.
Is he gonna do it? It looks like it. Onto the straight that's not really straight.
Reminds me of a Long Beach straightaway.
It does. There's us in the commentary box. Top floor. It's really hot up here. There's no air conditioning.
It is Italy.
Coming down for the first chicane. I hate those sausage curbs in the middle. Just imagine this track without sausage curbs. It'd be
You could
perfect.
cut everywhere.
But it'd be perfect. You could just do slowdowns.
Yeah.
This one, there's a slowdown right here on the outside of the corner. Coming into
Why
this.
don't we pull Landon in here and get his thoughts?
Drag him in. Can you drag him in?
I cannot drag him in.
Oh, you don't. You don't have full privileges.
They don't trust me around here. They don't pay me. They don't trust me. They barely even give me water.
All right, I'm gonna drag him in. Here he is, Landon Orr.
Yes, sir.
Devin had a very important question to ask you.
Yes, what is that?
I was just looking to get your thoughts going into this race.
Oh, man, Nate and I are talking. If we can survive, we'll be happy.
That's all you guys want?
Yeah, top 10 would be awesome. I would absolutely kill for that. We might be just out of reach there, but not last. And finishing would be great for us.
You guys are qualified in 9th. You guys can probably squeak out a top 10.
Yeah, Nate is qualifying top 10. Very different.
Well, you only have to drive 30 minutes, so you know.
Yeah,
Keep him in the car for a while.
No, it'll be good. It'll be good. But some of these times these guys are putting up are crazy.
Yeah, that one, Hofson's put down a 42, almost dead.
Yeah, we've been watching some of the onboards here. It's a lot to learn.
It is. I think, are you the only guys in the Mercedes tonight? There's one other Mercedes.
Yeah, there's a gray one I saw on track.
Yep, 2 Mercedes and the sea of Porsches, so good luck.
Thank you very much. Thanks a
I wanna
ton,
see that
guys.
Mercedes get a top 10.
We'll try. We'll try.
You had me at sea of Porsches.
See, this is the best car in the service right here. The Mercedes AMG GT3 2020.
Is that why nobody's using it?
See, we don't talk about that part.
I think the best car on the service is the McLaren. And
McLaren is very fun.
I don't know why Patrick's not running his McLaren cow paint.
I don't even
It is
think
a
I've
thing
seen
here.
that one.
You drive the Porsche, you just gotta listen to that sound.
Devin, you haven't seen the cow paint?
No, I don't think I have.
Oh. Well, I envy you because you're going to get to see it, and the skies open up. There's more trumpets that sound. It's pretty good.
How have you not seen the cow paint?
I've been working too much. I just haven't been scrolling through Discord.
You don't want to see the cow paint.
It can't be that bad.
It's pretty bad.
It's got udders.
It's a beautifully done
Beautiful.
cow paint
Where can I find this thing?
in the Discord.
Team chat?
I think so.
All right, so the grid filled up a little bit while I was away. That's nice to see.
It did. We got our man Patrick Cantrell out there getting some practice in. His teammate was in the car most of this qualifying, but looks like he's out there. We're going to see him slap down a quick 142. Ooh, looks like Gregory put down a 41.8. He just keeps eating away at those times. We'll see, though, if he has the consistency to keep that up for 2 hours.
Yeah, that's the whole key. 2
Or
hours of this.
Is he a Charles Leclerc at Ferrari? You never know. probably gonna
I'm
see a
not
lot
seeing
of
the point.
the famous Porsches back end swing around, eat themselves. It'll be interesting to see if anyone. I wonder who's running a more low downforce, riskier setup. I don't think it's gonna be Patrick Cantrell.
Yeah, Patrick, he's one for safety and consistency over anything else.
He
His
is.
thinking is if you can, not have that one spin that somebody else has, that automatically gets you, that 20 seconds if you're 1 second behind him over a 20-lap race. So see how it works out tonight over 2 hours.
I'm guessing there's a high downforce setup slapped on that bad boy. This corner he's coming up to now is one of the worst corners in iRacing. This chicane. I never know how to do it. To truly be fast through it, you have to cut over those curbs. You just gotta bounce your car through it.
And the GT3s, they don't like to bounce like the GT4s do. On GT4s, you could just eat a lot of those curbs all day long. The GT3 gets a little unsettled through there, and I think that's the key to a good lap. I've never been able to pull it off.
Yeah, being able to manage the bounces over those curbs. That's the thing, though. If you have high downforce setup, you usually have stiffer suspension on your car because the downforce pushes it down to the ground. But if you have the low downforce, you usually have more mechanical grip, and it takes those bumps a lot better.
Well, that would explain why I'm used to taking them so hard, because I'm normally in the Patrick Cantrell camp of high downforce.
Is Zach? I think Zach Kerr is the teammate of Greg Hopeson.
Yep, on Team Delta Sport.
Yeah, slapped down a high enough time. They got him in the car now. Looks like Savio and Scott Kimbrough still been out there the whole time. Behind Scott Kimbrough, we got Diego Airy, another newcomer. Bobby Flack in 5th place. That is not a familiar name. Aubrey Kundal is a familiar name. Usually sitting up there running P2 right behind Scott Kimbrough, but tonight it has a little more competition. Adam Walk-Hay in the Valhalla Ferrari, sitting down there in 7th. Kind of an OMEC veteran. Been here and there every now and then, but he showed back up with the GT3.
Did your paints just come up, or are they just coming up slowly?
Oh yeah, they must have for him.
Because yeah, that's a Valhalla paint right there. But when we were watching Patrick Cantrell, he still had the base paint. Well, it would be nice to get him through for a race start. Oh, in just a couple minutes.
Let me try one more thing.
All right, well, Marcus tends to that. Watch this Valhalla Ferrari eat it up. I do like the look of the new Ferrari. It's really intimidating when it is around you, that's for sure. And that, especially the brown, that dark colored paint on this one, looks real mean. You don't want to see it in the rearview mirror for too long. Getting up on 2 wheels over the chicane. Now, one of the things I found, this off track right here is brutal. You come around, you try and carry too much speed around there, and you just 1x yourself to death.
If you take it too wide, you'll get a slowdown too.
Yeah, it is tricky. I think last night during practice, I found all the track limits on every part of the track. Places I'd never been off track before I was going off track.
You guys can probably hear me better now.
Yeah, a little bit better.
Beautiful.
Man, I think those first 6 corners, those 2 complexes, is one of the most rewarding parts of a track on the service. If you get those right, you can swing that butt end around, especially in the Porsche around there. It feels just right. Feel like a race car driver.
Looks like we finished up qualifying.
All right.
Check
I
the
think,
flag.
God, I think Marcus has gone to manually get up the paints on CD-ROM from the Trading Paints headquarters.
I got you.
I'm back now. I deleted all of the paint files from my iRacing paint folder for each GT3 car, and then re-downloaded. So if this doesn't work, I don't know what's gonna work.
All right. Well, we give it our best.
We did.
So not only is Marcus broadcasting, handling all the overlays and talking, but he's also doing tech support for himself.
That's just IT life. If anything, I broke the Ferrari.
The all black kind of looks good on it though.
Yeah, it does look pretty cool.
I'm a big fan of the all black, but I do have to say that brown, I never would paint a car brown. I would say, no, I don't want that on my livery, but man, it is a sharp one.
I like the gold on the Delta Sport Porsche. The gold, white, and black looks good.
That is. We got anyone else? 2 people left out on track. Finn and Daryl. Daryl out there trying to get one last lap time. Maybe bump themselves up a little bit. It doesn't look like it though. It's all yellow sectors the whole way, unless he can whip out like a purple right here.
Who was the other Mercedes other than B&B Racing?
The last person in it was Shane Brown.
Shane Brown?
Yes. This sector is green so far. Is that enough to bump them up? It is not. They're going to sit down there in 16th place. Only a 10th behind 15th. I'm not sure. Does it let him go all the way into the pits before the race starts? I'm not sure what's up with that qualifying timer. It's cruising up there.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Time is flying. All right, here we go. The grid is starting. Do you wanna walk us through the grid, Devin?
I can do that. We got... Wait, hang on. This is different now. We got Delta Sport number 99 in first place. We got Tribula 55 in second. Empire Racing in third. GPVA Natural Sur Racing in fourth. Rich DPC in fifth. Longshot Racing in sixth. Valhalla Motorsports in seventh. GPVA Racing Team Hungaski in 8th, GPVA Somos PPA in 9th, Aerokinetics in 10th, B&B Racing in 11th, SNB in 12th, Mystery Incorporated in 13th, Ninja Old Age and Treachery Racing in 14th, Outlander Racing in 15th, our boys Slowmech in 16th, Team Send It in 17th, Midnight Tokers in 18th, and the last two are not here.
18 total teams. So Tony is Tony. So it's Tony and Nick Tyrrell on a team.
That's what it's looking like, yeah.
I don't think Nick Tyrrell's been here yet. That's going to be the one to watch out for. It looks like Tony's going to qualify and start. But then they're going to throw Nick Tyrrell in, who is like a 3.5K I-rating driver, make his way back up through the field.
He's a demon.
We got a partial pace lap here at Imola. I almost thought it was standing start for a second. That's a small panic.
Now imagine if we could throw a livery on that safety car. That would be pretty cool.
The cow paint.
Now, didn't a pace car crash at Daytona?
Yes, it caught a right side tire coming out of the bus stop.
I mean, I shouldn't laugh. I think I did read that it sent 2 people to the hospital, but
I think it was one person went to the hospital, but they were okay.
Oh, right. So now that I can laugh about it.
Yes, they were okay.
I just imagine that, finally like, oh my gosh, I get to drive. Well, I'll be quiet here now as the race starts. I'll talk more about safety cars later.
I'm here for the safety car talk.
I want to see this start. I want to see everybody bunch up.
Yeah, here's the green light.
Oh, there we go.
And we're off. We got Gregory Hofson up front, followed by Savio Padiccia. Scott Kimbrough right on the back of him in that BMW. Rocketed into turn 1. Everyone making their way through that chicane. Taking their time, nice and neat. No crashes yet. Everyone knows it's a 2-hour race, so they got a long way to go. Coming up to this next chicane, this will be an easy one to get some early off tracks or maybe a slow down if you run too wide there.
Yeah, those double chicanes like that sure will thin that field down the single file quicker.
Yeah, it will.
First
like-
fast section of the track. Let's see if everybody can slide on those cold tires into this first bend.
Yeah, I was testing this track with the Audi, and this is the part where I died every time. It looks like Adam Walkhay has crashed. We're going to take a look. He was battling with Will Coffey in that Porsche there. They were going 2x2. Coming into that fast left-hander, just like Bob said, back end goes around on him, and he slides. A little bit of chaos of people trying to avoid him. I think that was Zane Smith that went off the track. Just a little bump off there. Not too bad. Mitch Buenaventura also, went around on the outside of him. It's our first little bit of carnage. I was just about to say there at the beginning, this first group of 5 cars here. Will Coffey was right on the back of him, but it looked like Adam Walkhay might have been on the back of him, but Will Coffey was taking it too wide, and that dropped them back. You can see him back there 1.5 seconds off this lead group of cars.
Yeah, that lead group already breaking away a little bit. Gonna lose draft on the other folks and mix it up amongst themselves. Best thing that the Will can do and Jarian start working together, pop themselves back up.
I'm gonna go back and see that from Adam's cockpit view. See if when he goes around Will Coffey here. That's not what I wanted. There they were going 2x2. Into turn 1. I believe they got side by side at the hairpin as well. Yeah, coming right through here. That's where they started to lose a lot of time. I believe this is where Will Coffey got around Adam. There he is. Trying to make that pass. Decided to just stick in the draft. Poke his nose on the inside. Got on the brakes just a little bit too hard, and there he went. What do we got? Looks like in the midfield here, Nathan Sides all over the back of Tony Casito, and they are in a whole little gaggle of cars coming on the front straight here. I bet Tony Casito got an off track for that one. Hopefully not slow down, or he's going to be in a world of trouble. Coming into turn 1, do you think Nate Sides is focusing on passing him or saving fuel?
You know, if I know Nate, he's very patient and he's always got a plan.
As he dives to the inside.
Oh.
Oh.
Look at that.
Oh, there he goes.
Well,
Makes that pass. Absolutely did not want to wait around. I was going to say he's either thinking about saving fuel, but then he's going to see that Lamborghini all over the back of him. And that whole gaggle of cars coming up. And now hopefully he can get pulled away from Tony, and Tony can take some defensive lines and fight some of those guys off for him. That was a clean pass. That was good timing. Just as you were saying, he's real patient. Sends it up the inside.
Yeah, real patient, but real fast. When you got to get around somebody, you can't necessarily wait for them and take the time. With that lead group coming away, don't do that.
And honestly, rarely makes mistakes. We do have Adam making his way up in the back here. It looks like he had a couple passes past Shane Brown, just like Nate Sides did there on the inside. And then I think he gets around that next Porsche of Daniel Camosa, probably here at the hairpin. He is definitely not going to be wasting any time. He was up there battling for 7th place. We are on Daniel Camosa in the present, but Daniel Camosa in the future went off track. This is up to that nasty chicane that I hate, and I guarantee you he got a pretty terrible 3-second slowdown for that one.
Marcus, do you like any chicanes? I get the sense you just like to go really fast.
They're terrible.
It's just in the way.
Well, because the only reason they exist is because F1 drivers died, which is terrible. Like the chicanes at this track weren't there until I think it was like 1994. That's when Senna. Yeah, Senna. Did he die here or just have like crazy crashes?
This is where he passed away.
Yeah. And then so that triggered this whole thing. It's like these tracks are way too fast and way too dangerous. Let's throw in a chicane. Which is fine. But they're not fun to race on. Their entire purpose is specifically to slow you down so you don't die.
I know. It's about going slow really well too, though.
There's a reason, Bob, in the 70s, when no one cared about safety, no one had ever heard of a chicane. Everything was just extremely straight lines and really fast corners with no runoff.
With no runoff, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. We got Patricio Montevero all over the back of Tony Casito. Ooh, Tony Casito goes extremely wide there. Kind of on the front straight. You get a slowdown there, right? Or maybe it's just an off track. We're going to see.
I think you get an off track there really easy. You might get a slowdown if you go way off.
On board with the Lamborghini of Patricio Montevero. Poking something on the inside. Thought he was going to go for it there. He's going to keep his nose there on the inside. Sometimes you don't go for the pass. You just keep your nose there so they see it in their rearview mirror, and you hope that trips them up a little bit. Or sometimes it just makes you go really slow around the corner because you were trying to sell a dummy and now all of a sudden you got this terrible line.
Yeah, that's normally mine.
It looked like he was all ready to make a move. And then he kind of fell back. We'll have to see how that pans out for him. He's going to want to make a pass pretty soon because behind him there is McDonald and Buenaventura. And Buenaventura looks like he's all over the back of McDonald, also trying to make a pass.
Yeah, it just makes me appreciate how fast the top half of the pack is going right now. You know, Jeff McDonald, very fast in OMEC, always been, up there, one of the contenders, and seeing him, up 2 from qualifying and fighting for his position down here. Makes me glad I'm in the broadcast booth tonight.
Yeah, we got a lot of fast people out there tonight. I would be eaten alive. I never know if they're going to try to make a move or they're just trying to save fuel. He looks like he's getting real close, though. Buenaventura, I think he's itching to get around McDonald.
New hot lap for Kimbrough. 143.2.
He's got some ground. He's already fallen 2 seconds off the leaders. Is Buenaventura going to make the move upside Jeff McDonald on the inside? Yes. I think Jeff McDonald let off and let him by. That was
Jeff McDonald. He's another one of those who's always got some strategy and is known for some pretty impressive fuel saving himself. So
that is true.
All part of it.
I'm assuming these guys here at P1 and P2 are definitely working as a team to get some fuel saving and pull a gap away from Scott Kimbrough. They are both Canadian, so you got to watch them. They can be sneaky.
Yep. 2 of 4 Canadian drivers in the track right now. We are multinational, OMEC. Oh, and I should not forget Diego and Patricio, who also, excuse my unawareness of flags, but is that an Argentinian flag?
Yeah. Yeah, these two up at the front, I think, are just taking their time. We got, is that Erie, Diego Erie, behind Bobby Flack. Looks like they're kind of closing down, half second. A Ferrari and a Porsche battle is pretty interesting because the Porsche kind of likes to understeer on the corner entry, but then you have just inhuman amounts of grip on the exit, and then the Ferrari is the opposite. Ferrari will just dip in, but I feel like I never have any grip on the corner exit of the Ferrari.
I think I'm forever spoiled by driving the Porsche so much. I hear about people talk about how the back end works different, and then it just makes me afraid to even try something else.
You have a ton of grip in the back of the Porsche. We do have a crash from Daniel Camosa. There was an off track before the crash. Let's see what happened in this number 42 Porsche. And there it is.
Just Marcus, you called it. Just
That's what they do.
Porsche back end going right around.
Now, did he
managed to keep out of the wall, which is nice.
It still says he crashed. Did he rejoin into someone? Or was there actually a crash?
Maybe
Or was that the crash? Nope, here's the crash. We just watched this, didn't we? Yep. That was the crash, but Patricio Montevero crashed. This looks like a big one. There's a bunch of stuff. Jeff McDonald and Patricio Montevero. Try to turn around that number 77 Porsche. Ooh, close the door on him. That was an unlucky break. Got that bumper falling off, but then snapping back. Not too bad. Who was that he ran into? Is that Mitch Buenaventura? Nope, that's in the Porsche behind him.
That's Jeff McDonald. No, Jeff McDonald's in his Ninja paint.
Who's in the 744 Porsche?
Tony Cicado?
Ooh, that was Tony. I think it's Casito.
Casito?
I think it's Casito.
Tony.
Tony closing the door on Patricio Montevero. He probably didn't intentionally close the door, but Patricio probably stuck his nose in there and got spun. Don't think he's going to be happy about that one. This is what happens when you start an endurance race. You will piss someone off, and then your teammate gets in the car, and you got to be like, hey, listen, this guy's probably going to be pissed at you. If you see this Lamborghini making moves on you, I'm why. Sorry.
Reminds me of the 24.
Yep. You're like, that GT3 is probably going to flash his lights when he passes you. That's my bad.
So we're just over 15 minutes in now, which doesn't seem like too long, but it is only a 2-hour race. So we're kind of seeing things form how they're going to form, and drivers got to be starting to get those 5-minute fuel lights turning on before too long.
Yeah, they're about halfway through. Mitch Buenaventura ended up getting around Tony Casito there at that hairpin. That was a nice clean pass. Looks like they're going to be side by side up to this fast left sweeper. Do they keep it side by side, or does Tony Casito let him have it? Didn't let him have it that easy. Tried to do the switcheroo. Coming up on the inside. Looks like they're still too wide coming into this corner.
That is some brave racing right there.
That is. Ooh, that was a off track there. Hopefully that wasn't a slowdown. Is he going to try to take it too wide through the chicane as well? Tony's not letting him have it as easy as he would hope. Which Buenaventura getting on 2 wheels there through the chicane, but still keeping it ahead.
I can't remember. Does this track have a caution?
No.
No cautions?
No cautions. Tony Casito still trying to keep on that draft, hoping to make a move down into turn 1. I haven't seen Tony race this much, but I didn't think he was this aggressive. There he goes. He's going to make a move. Send it up on the inside. 2 wide through turn 1. Turn 2. Coming into turn 3. A little bit of bump. Wow. That was impressive.
Yeah, that was 3/4 of a lap of super, super high pressure.
I've noticed that Tony has kind of a slow line through those corners. That corner right there, and that's where people seem to catch him. But he's going to make a move on the inside. Buenaventura. You never know. Like when I'm doing officials, and I'll be doing this with someone else, and they're either really pissed at you or they're having a great time. It's like this guy won't let me pass, or this is amazing racing.
So I do have to point out, according to what I'm looking at, Tony, I rating 1350. So, you know, if this were an official, he would be definitely outclassed if he was holding his own.
Yeah, and Buenaventura is 2K.
Of course, they're throwing some sparks out there for that chicane.
Yeah, that is rough. You can just hear a clunk going through there.
Yeah, you have to wonder, even on 2 hours, if you got too much on a cumulative damage model like this, and you might get a surprise at just the wrong time.
I think Tony's going to have a lot of... I don't think he's getting the safest driver prize. We're back here on the straight. Mitch Buenaventura looking to make a move. He's going to keep it side by side. He's going to be on the inside.
But he gets it done on the official.
Ooh, gets a little loose on those sausage curbs. And that is going to cost him. That might just be the break that Buenaventura needs to pull away from him. And then he's got Jeff McDonald behind Tony Casito. Hopefully he'll cause him some trouble and he can just pull away. What a pass. Does look like Adam Wake passed our boy Patrick Cantrell. See if there's anything crazy. Or he just gets around him on the front straight. He's around him, no big deal. It does look like Adam's got a little bit of damage on the front of that Ferrari, though. I think you can get a little bit of front end damage, and your car might drive fine, but what it can do is just like skyrocket your fuel consumption. All of a sudden, you're using like a tenth or two more a gallon per lap.
Yeah, and it's not quite as bad as Daytona for those long straights, but you know, the two long straights here, you know, knocks just enough out to pull you back from somebody else that accumulates over 2 hours.
Absolutely. Looks like McDonald is starting to close that gap on Casito. It is officially under a second.
How many driver swaps do you guys think we're going to see in the next 10 minutes?
That's a good question. I would like to bet none. I don't know. If this was me, I'd probably just switch halfway.
That's what makes sense mostly in my head. You already got one guy doing most of the stressful work at the start. Don't need him doing both, right?
Especially with this first pit stop, you might not... Oh, yeah, there's a tire limit. We didn't talk about the tire limit.
That's right, one set of fresh tires tonight.
So you go into pit, do you want to put your teammate on used tires? Or do you want to... I feel like that's why I would pit in the middle. Depends on how comfortable you are driving on used tires. Some people are not.
Yeah, it's one thing to, you know, be with them as they go gradually and adjust. It's another thing to do a brand new lap on toasted tires and not know where they are.
We're going to see this pass Nate Sides past Will Coffey. Oh, no.
Ooh.
Whew. It looks like Will Coffey was letting him by, too. Like he had a I bet Will got a slowdown on the... Will get a slowdown on that last part. We're going to rewind. Hold on. They should do this in F1 races. They should rewind. But he did right there. If you go all the way on that green, he got a slowdown. So it looks like he was just going on the outside, letting Nate pass for the slowdown.
Nate got on it a little bit too soon. And
I wonder if it was just understeer or Nate has no spotter. I don't know. Maybe Landon's a spotter and needs a new spotter. Either way, I don't think Will Coffey's going to be too happy about that. Looks like Jeff McDonald still not gotten around Tony Casito. Daniel Camosa off the track again. Is that the same chicane? Oh, man. I have done that exact same thing.
That's tough. That's not the kind of lack of, focus and concentration you want this early in the race. So
Yeah.
hopefully it can be kind of a confidence killer too, as you're pushing it to the limit around all these corners to mess one up like that. You need to really rethink what you're doing.
And there's Jeff McDonald trying to set it up the inside. Tony Casito couldn't quite make it happen. We do got a whole lot of passes and off tracks over here as I'm looking to my screen. Will Coffey did end up getting back around Nate Sides. Oh yeah, Nate Sides went wide there. That same spot that he passed him, that's neat. Adam Wauquet got around Kevin Hayes in this big line of cars here. Oh, thought he got around him and got pit maneuvered. Kept it out of the wall, but that's gonna crush your morale. 2 spins, damage. You're only 20 minutes into the race. You still do, if you keep your head down, you got a lot of ground to make up for, but that is going to be rough.
Yeah, there is a lot of time left, but still, having to use that fast repair before your teammate gets in. And thinking about all the time that's left, all the things that could go wrong. Never a fun feeling to ditch it like that within the first 25 minutes.
Absolutely. We got Diego, I'm going to say it's Airy, who has caught up to the back of Bobby Flack in that Porsche. I was watching the relative countdown there. It looks like he was trying to make a move, but they are going to be pitting here in the next 7 to 10 minutes.
Now, I got to say, Bobby Flack, that just sounds like a racing driver's name. So definitely wins the most like a racing driver's name award for tonight.
It does. Or a reality TV, like, cook show host.
Oh, yeah, that
Because
also would.
because I'm just thinking of Bobby Flay.
You could probably make a good steak.
Puts it on the exhaust of his Porsche. That's how he cooks it. It's a restaurant idea. We got, I think this was Adam's previous off track. Yeah, it was. But we got Daniel Camosa going off track again. I got to see if it is that chicane. It's not. That's that last, the final 2 turns before the front straight. Concentration is slipping. He's not. Oh, I was gonna say he's not last, but I think the last 2 people are gone, right? Yeah.
So light is looking a little bit different. It looks like we're looking at about 6:20 p.m. sim time. So it is going fast at 8x. That the sun is going to go down in about 1 lap. It goes from, hey, I can see everything, to, oh no, where did my braking marker go?
I really hate Daytona. The infield, the first, like, you go around the hairpin, and then there's the second hairpin to the right. My braking point in the daytime is a shadow. And then so when nighttime rolls around, there's no more shadow, and all of a sudden my braking point is gone.
I think that was one of the first things I learned, even before I got iRacing, when I was just like, should I get this iRacing thing? All the videos were like, this is what a braking marker is, and never use a shadow. Never, ever use a shadow.
Listen, shadows work great in the daytime.
Wait till we get rain, too. Then you're going to not know what to do.
Oh, man. I'll use a puddle as my braking marker. Patrick Montevero, after that spin with Tony Casito, closing the door on him. Patrick Cantrell has an angry Patrick Montevero behind him.
It's hard to be angry in such a bright orange Porsche like that, or a Lamborghini. Oh, you're not seeing the paints.
Whoa!
Who's out
Was
front?
that Tony Casito? That was Tony Casito. He crashed.
Big spin.
That's a Valhalla. Or
Oh, because Jeff McDonald's in
Outlander
front of
Porsche.
him. We're missing all sorts of... Hold on. Jeff McDonald made a pass on Tony Casito. Comes to the hairpin. Stuck it in the inside. And Tony Casito is having none of that. He's all over the back of him. Ooh, yeah.
And there he falls off right there.
There he goes. iRacing does this weird thing. If you like bump someone's back bumper, it does that to you every time. It's a weird little. I guess I don't know if that happens in real life. I've never bumped someone on a track in a Porsche GT3 in real life, but it seems very weird that it would just kick you around like that. I've had that happen where I'm super close, not like ramming into someone, but you're just trying to bump draft, and there it goes. Here's a question. Well, do you guys bump draft other people in official races, like strangers?
See, I've heard some. Oh, go ahead, Bob.
I was gonna say, I think that's real cute. You think I can actually do that without crashing myself and the rest of the field?
I've heard some funny stories from Mr. Sides, bump drafting people so they don't have the same breaking point, and they'll overshoot and he'll pass them there.
Yeah, I don't do that. But the last IMPC race at Bathurst, this guy I was following was faster than me everywhere except the exits onto the straights. So every single thing, I just ran into him, just bump him up to try to keep up with the top pace. And then the one bump, I accidentally, it was like, I don't think it was that bad, but it must have been a couple miles an hour past the threshold, because then it was 4x, both of our bumpers crumpled. And him like tapping the quick chat like thanks. And I'm like, I was just trying to help us both, man. I'm sorry. Nate Sides is the first one to pit. This seems like a really early pit.
Like 4 minutes.
Is he gonna accidentally take tires? Oh god, where's my pit stop camera? Where's it at? Those are all terrible. Looks like he's not in the air. He's not taking tires.
Yeah, no tires.
It does look like he's out of the car though.
Oh, Landon.
Yep, Landon's in.
Look at that.
You guys want to pull Nate in here and talk about his first stint?
Yes. I'm gonna pull him in.
Unless he jumped out of the car because he has to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, let's make sure first.
Well, we're gonna find out. We'll do it live.
Landon.
Nate Sides.
What's up, man?
Hey, why did you pit so early?
Because you made the setup and it didn't have full fuel.
Oh.
Well, they all have 50%. Oh,
yeah,
the
but
setup
the setup that you gave me, it didn't have all the fuel. We didn't realize it till just now.
Oh no. That's amazing. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Sabotage.
Our steering was a little whacked out too, so it's not like it hurt that much.
Sabotaged by the broadcaster. I did not expect that. Shit.
Yeah, that's okay.
It's kind of like
what it
one of
is.
those charity events where you can pay money and then different things will happen. Except it only happened to you and no one paid us.
Exactly.
Yes. It was an actual charity.
All right,
Well,
Diego also going into the pits now.
yeah, so P5 behind you and P7, they're all pitting.
I think we only maybe one lap short, so I think we're close.
Yeah. Well, that's interesting. If only 50% only takes you like 28 minutes.
We can just call it a strategic undercut for now.
So there might
Yeah,
be
right,
5
exactly.
pit stops. Are you guys going to take tires your second pit, or are you going to stretch it out to your third pit since it's night?
Probably second pit. At least that's what we're planning. I'll look at the percentages when I get back and see what's up.
Gotcha. All right. Well, we'll let. Oh, do you got another question for him?
Yeah, tell us about why swap drivers now. We were having a little bit of conversation about that, about giving somebody a car with dirty tires on it. We thought we'd see a lot of people going halfway and then switching. Why'd you guys think early?
I don't think Landon wants to do the last 2 stints himself, so I think that's why we're swapping. We didn't really discuss it. We were just like, hey, you want to swap on and off? And he's like, sure.
Oh,
So
okay.
that was our extent of our conversation with it.
So you guys are gonna swap every stint?
Yeah. So I'll be back in next stint.
I gotcha.
All right. Well, good luck with the rest of your race.
Yep.
Maybe we'll pull
Try
you
to
in.
keep it less eventful later.
Yeah. Good luck.
Good luck in the dark.
Yeah, thank you.
Looks like Shane Brown pulled in. Do we have a fast repair? We do have a fast repair, don't we?
Yep, one fast
Just
repair.
one fast
Yeah.
repair.
So Shane Brown has used his fast repair.
Did he make good contact with somebody else or the wall?
It looked like it because his bumper was pretty messed up.
Smart move from him, I think.
No one has accidentally taken tires yet. That's what I've been watching for.
Yeah, that's would be unfortunate at
That's
this point.
100% what I would do.
Oh yeah, I would definitely be too nervous and then forget to uncheck my tires, and that'd be the end of it.
No tires for Will Coffee. Yeah, it looks like they're only a lap down, so... Well, I think we're going to have 5 pit stops. For some people. There's Patrick Cantrell in. Doesn't look like he's going to switch drivers. Adam Walkay's finally in the pits. Do you think he's going to use his fast repair for that little bit of damage? Or save it?
You know, early in the race like this might be good risk to take it.
Looks like he's going to save it. Jeff McDonald's got a clean car. I think he took it. Jared Milliorn, there come the flashlights. They're popping on. What team is he on, Jared Milliorn?
He is on...
Number 10 Porsche.
He's on SMB with Mitch Buenaventura. The most fun name to say.
I'm excited to see how he's going to do. He's only 800 I rating right now.
Mitch?
Yeah? No, Jared.
No, Jared.
Oh,
is.
wow.
The one in the car
Okay.
right now.
Hey, I-rating means nothing.
That is true. If you're a guy who only does special events and league races, your I rating doesn't... Yeah.
My
That's-
I-rating's at 1400 right now. I've been playing the game for 3 years. My I-rating does not show.
What a scrub.
Exactly.
Well, and you know, is always important to note that, especially in a longer race like this, it's not always about going fast. You know, you can be off the pace, and while the leaders are fighting and somebody goes off, you know, the worst thing happens. You can actually find yourself gaining a lot of positions. Oh, Patrick Cantrell.
Yeah.
Speaking of being safe, you know, perennial safe driver. Just blows through. That's
Oh, and that dropped him down like 3 spots too. I think that driver in front of him let him by. And you know, that's what drives me nuts sometimes when people let me by. Because when you let your by, your rhythm's off. You don't have the same exact braking marker, a little off line, and then all of a sudden there you are in the gravel. And then you find yourself too wide with a Patricio Montevero.
Have the top 2 drivers pit yet?
Yes,
Okay.
they did pit. Neither of them took tires.
I was just looking because some of them are red, some of them are blue. On your little relative thing going on there.
Yeah. Just depends
It
on
looks
who's
like-
selected.
Looks
I
like
got
three people who pit took about 10 seconds more. Jared Milliorn, Landon Orr, and Brett Lucarelli. They all took over a minute for their pit stops. Everybody else was around 51 or 52.
Is that due to driver swaps?
No, you can, depending on how you pull into the pits, it can take like 3 to 4 seconds longer.
I gotcha.
Because, you know, have you guys done IndyCar races?
Not
No.
too many.
Or
but
NASCAR, right? The pit crew's animated in NASCAR?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, but the IndyCar, like, so if you don't pull up in your box right, the guys have to, like, shuffle along to get
Yep.
back to your tire, and that takes longer. And I think, like, that's still a thing. The pit crew's just not animated. I
Yep.
did this one time. I
Did-
tested everything. I just, like, pulled in a bunch of times, and depending on how you
Oh, yeah.
pull in.
Did you test it, Marcus? The man who has spent weekends now running every single car on the service in a big spreadsheet. Were you actually testing pit crews? I believe it. I believe that you were.
I got a bone to pick with iRacing. You guys want to hear my bone to pick?
Is it
Let's hear
because of that
In
silver
there-
bullet car?
In their patch notes, it said test server will be open for 7 hours after the service is, like, after their stuff's done. I started test driving cars at 7 a.m. and it shut off at 1 p.m. and that's not 7 hours.
Oh,
That is not 7 hours. Even
Yeah.
A little bit.
That's the
I
6
like the
hours.
fact that on a day off, Marcus set an alarm, got up, and got in the sim.
That's dedication right there.
Well, I
That
had
is
to get up
dedication.
anyways make coffee for my wife and stuff. Still got up at normal time. But yeah, then I went directly to the sim and sat in it for 6 hours.
So what is happening at the top here? We've still got like a growing gap there. Am I seeing a 7-second gap between first and second?
Yeah, Kimbrow's falling behind.
Between second and third, I think you meant.
Oh, second and third. Yeah, after the pit stop. But it's still within a second. Like 0.6. And right now on the straight, he's getting that draft. He's counting it down, no problem. Looks like Montevero got around Milliorn. I'm totally butchering that name.
Sorry, Jared.
Sorry, Jared. I can say Jared. That hairpin, kind of a popular place to pass. And then it looks like Jared got around him again. They're still side by side.
Yeah, those Porsches ganging up on that Lamborghini.
Yep, and then he holds it on the inside, keeps a nice tight line, takes it away. That Lamborghini would be a scary car on this track. You don't want to get in the fight in a man in a Lamborghini at Imola. He's got nothing to lose.
We got a car off in front.
We do. That is Brett. Ooh. Lucarelli? Lucarelli? Lucarelli.
That's going to be a slowdown for him, isn't it?
It's probably already cleared by the time he got back on the track.
Oh, yeah. Spent a year and a half just riding in the grass.
That's good, though. Nice, safe rejoin. Didn't just zoot back out in front of people.
And into the pits.
And they're taking a pit stop. Do you think they got a drive-through? Incident counter on here, but I don't think it's accurate.
They
Let me
had
see.
to have.
We have seen this teal and white Porsche go off quite a few times, so I wouldn't doubt it.
We have.
Pretty close.
Where's my... I'm gonna find it. I'm finding it. It's right here. Incident.
So as you can see, like within one lap, we've gone from cars with bright lights in front to pretty much darkness with headlights projecting out in front. So that darkness comes fast.
There
I think this is
is...
the first of the lappers for Gregory.
There's
having
off
to deal with
tracks.
traffic.
So Lucarelli has 13 off tracks. What's our drive-through limit? Is it? Oh, was it 12?
18 tonight.
Oh.
Unless that's what it was posted as, that you set the session up. So maybe it was 12, maybe it was 18.
Well, in second place, Panicia,
It's
10x.
18. I just took the rules.
10. That just says off tracks though, so I don't think that counts like actual incidents.
No,
You got
it's 18 incident points.
no, I know, but I'm saying my
Oh,
thing.
okay. My bad, my bad, my
Panicia has 10x.
bad. Oh, really?
Boy,
Can
that
you
leaves
see?
a lot of time?
Can
a lot
you
of time left
see-
in the race?
Can one of you guys see in the actual iRacing session like their incidents? Can you see that as a spectator?
You cannot.
Dang.
Interesting broadcast note, Marcus. So now I have the SDK synced up to yours.
Oh, did
and
that
I
work?
Can't see, yeah, I can't see your overlays, but I'm getting all the stats, and you're basically controlling their replay.
Yeah.
So every time you switch camera views, it switches on mine. So I'm seeing on the iRacing exactly what you're seeing.
Yeah, isn't that
Which is
great?
Interesting. Yeah.
And you have to install the overlay thing. It's a second program.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, there's two.
Well, I've just got my own timing tower and stuff going over here on the side, so I know who you're looking at because it highlights who you're looking at, and I can see all the stats. So it's pretty good.
Richmond over here.
Shane Brown, Devin's favorite car, went off track.
No.
That's
Gotta
crazy.
keep that car clean.
It's crazy how the Mercedes can just go off track like that.
That car deserves to be clean.
We got Diego Erie, who's been all over the back of Bobby Flack.
You know, this time of night, I always find being in that position right there, right behind somebody who's just going quick, man, it's a whole lot safer. You've got a second chance, you get a second set of headlights to see, so it is quite different to go around with a partner.
Yeah, and you don't have the headlights in front of you. Like Bobby Flack. We can't see the screen on my view, but where's the gyro? You gotta just stare at those like 27 Lamborghini headlights behind you.
rally lanes.
Yep. And it always looks so close, like they're gonna hit you. Panicia, another incident pointing up to 11x. He's in second now, but Scott Kimbrough has 0 incidents, so all he has to do is just kind of bide his time back there. He might get a free pass.
Yeah, the only BMW in the race tonight.
Which I thought the BMW looks great around here. Scott Kimbrough is coming up on the back of a backmarker, Shane Brown. And we'll see if Diego is going to take that opportunity to get around him. It looks like he was right up on his bumper for that turn. When I was doing the Bathurst the other weekend, I kept catching this guy, and he would just come up to lap traffic at the perfect time, and he'd always pass them, and I wouldn't be able to. And then I'd drop 3-4 seconds back, and then right as I catch right back up to him, lap traffic. Looks like Shane Brown was just let them by, so I'm hoping, Bobby Flay was probably hoping that he wouldn't have let him by, but he's still got Diego all over the back of him. And it looks like Montevero is on the back of our OMEC team racer, Landon Orr, in the Mercedes. We had him in the booth earlier. It sounded like he was a little less confident than Nate Sides was in the car, so hopefully he can keep Patricio at bay.
Nate's a demon, though. He can go for 3 hours, 4 hours straight. Doesn't matter. He'll keep that pace. That's at least what he did for Daytona.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Daytona, quite the machine. Not the same as the guy on Reddit who did the entire 24 on his own. That's hats off to that guy.
That is insane.
Yeah, no.
That doesn't sound like fun.
And he got DQ'd at the end.
Yeah. But he won it in our hearts.
Exactly. I don't know how much safety rating he gained from that.
All of it. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I'll take you from a rookie to a 4.99 real quick.
Looks like Savio, who was, almost a second back from Hovsen, almost looks like he's not going to be playing the team game anymore. It looks like he's trying to make a move. Although he is up to 13x.
Yeah, maybe he knows he's got to make a move just to minimize his loss, because things got to change in the race quite a bit for, you can't continue on that rate and not get 1, maybe even 2 more slowdowns.
Yeah, and a drive through's probably 30-40 seconds. Our man Shane Brown looks like he crashed. See if it was serious coming up into turn 1. The back end slides around. The Mercedes hits some sausage curbs. Stops on the grass.
That poor Mercedes.
I like that LED light strip, though.
Yeah, the orange lights look good.
Is that on all Mercedes and I've never noticed it?
No, it's a setting on your setup. You can choose to have the endurance lights on.
But
That's
I
pretty
think
cool.
only Mercedes is that long. Like, I think the Ferrari is just a tiny little strip on the door. Maybe Adam doesn't have his on.
Man, I can't see a thing other than the cars.
It
The
is
cars are
dark.
hard to see.
What is it? Sim time right now.
It is 9 o'clock?
11.
9 o'clock?
No.
11? No,
11.
9 o'clock.
Oh yeah, 9 o'clock. You're right.
Ooh, looks like Erie finally got in front of Flack. And Tony Casito passed Kevin Hayes. Kevin Hayes is going to have a talk with the OMEC team principal when he gets back to the pits. Why that happened.
That's something we should have done. We should have had every team have their own little voice channel so we could pull them in.
That is a good idea for next time. Tony Casito out there making moves, though. He's still in 13th. I'm excited to see where he ends up at the end of this race.
Yeah, he is racing his butt off.
And here's Diego finally getting around Bobby Flack. Does Bobby Flack make a move coming into turn 1? Doesn't look like he's able to. That was a good run. I wonder if he got a slowdown or something. I don't think Savio is making that pass on Gregory. I think he's still just hanging there behind him. He keeps teasing me with a good time. I see that interval go down, but no pass. Montevero, he got around. Yeah, he got around Cantrell, and now he's making his way to Orr. The OMEC sim racing team's just getting sniped off one by one. Yeah, the Mercedes is the only one that has the lights all the way down the car. And
Does the Porsche only have it on that little rear window?
I think so. Looks like Montevero's gonna get held up by the back marker there. Shane Brown. Landon Orr is gonna be happy for that breathing room. Oh yeah, he lost like a whole 2 seconds on that one.
But still that battle at the front between Hovesen and Panacea, just still right there. They've been there, what, 50 minutes now, just right at each other's heels.
It is amazing. They were able to just keep it that consistent through the entire race.
At that point, I wouldn't even call it a battle. I think they're just working together.
Well, if you're P2 and you can keep up and he's not slowing you down, you really don't want to be in front. Because you can save a lot of fuel being behind. You go an
Like
extra.
that one race, Road Atlanta, I managed to go the entire race without a pit stop while everybody else had to take one.
Yeah. Fuel saving is underrated.
Yeah, it is. I remember I ran out of fuel right at that start-finish line.
Yeah, I've seen that happen. I've personally gained a couple places by that, even here in OMEC, watching people miscalculate just a little bit, run out of fuel, and sputter across.
Savio on my screen, though, up to 16x.
Yeah, maybe it's costing him to keep up. You know, maybe he's not fuel saving as much as he's really scrapping just to stay on his bumper, hoping he makes a mistake.
That's true.
But again, they are both Canadians.
Can't trust the Canadians. Scott Kimbrough just kind of driving around the middle of the night by himself. 10 seconds from Savio, and Erie's 4 seconds behind him.
Yeah, that is a tricky spot to be in when you're alone in the dark like that. You can't see the taillights in front of you, and you got distant people behind you.
Still sitting at 0x though.
He's looking for the third place prize, or the third place prize, and maybe even the safety prize if he can hold on.
It's going to be him and our man Armando here. They're the only two with 0x right now.
Armando,
yeah, that was a driver change because he wasn't there on the first stint. I think we got Adam Walk Hayes starting to get all over the back of Kevin Hayes. Oh, I just realized it's in the Audi. I didn't think anyone was in the Audi, but there they are.
Yeah, they just can't pass up a chance to run that cool mystery machine.
Which I'm sure looks great,
It looks great.
but I can't
That's the
see
advantage.
it.
That's the advantage, Marcus. You're controlling my replay, so I'm watching it with liveries on.
You should just be streaming. I'll run the broadcast. You stream.
Yeah.
We'll do that next time.
Gives you a sense of how close they really are looking way up like that.
Yeah, and how little you can see. There goes Shane Brown pulling up
Shane
into
Brown
the pits.
into the pits. Interesting. That's a little early. We're only at 53 minutes race time.
We'll see if anything happens here. We see some tires. Driver change. I don't think he hasn't been out there 30 minutes. No, that's just a drive-through.
That is unfortunate.
You'd think we'd have lights in our commentary box, but we don't.
Nobody's home.
We only get to see each other's faces when the cars go by.
No, here's the real truth, everybody. We're work from home broadcasters.
You weren't supposed to find out.
You guys are at home?
You're at the track alone.
Devin's at Menards.
They got me locked in the elevator. Please bring water. I'm dying over here.
So close to that chicane right there. Or that little corner. I'm into that tight one now.
Yeah, and also Adam has spun many times, and he's now on 50-minute old tires, so he's also got some kind of sketchy tires. He's probably trying to make a move, but also not trying to crash for a third time. Although he's all over the bumper there. Maybe hoping to get a run here on the straightaway, see if we'll see it. Landon took a big swing to the outside there, almost like Kevin took a big swing to the outside there, almost like he wanted him to go around. Yeah, it looks like he let off a little bit there to let him get around. Sometimes you don't want the frustrated person behind you. Looks like
Yeah, or sometimes when they got pace on you, let them around and ride their draft.
the 18 Porsche here, they pitted and changed drivers. Not sure if that other driver was in there for 30 minutes. We'll see. Or they might be switching out again. I don't think I see the car in the air for tires, though.
Well, it is 10 p.m. Sim time, and their team name is Midnight Tokers. So maybe they're preparing for the said toking.
That is true. And the track temp is only 75, so
Now 75, for those of you who might be listening in who aren't in OMEC, 75 is a wonderfully cool temp to what Marcus, who sets up our session, normally puts us at, where we could fry eggs on the track. That's what we're used to.
that's true. And you guys are lucky there's no fog. I did 70% humidity, but there must be no fog. We're down to 58.
Really good view there going through that chicane, and about how you really got to nail those two apexes and without completely stopping, which easier said than done.
And not getting an off track. Which, by the way, Savio's up to 18. So are we going to see him drive through, or is my thing not correct? Although Hopeson in front of him just went way off as well. You can see the nice glowing brake rotor.
Nice headlights off in the distance as the rest of the field goes down.
I'm surprised there was a lot more crashes at the beginning. And everyone now has just kind of been taking their time. Everyone's calming down. Bobby Flack is still all over the back of Diego Erie. He has not let him get away that easy. We're at 54 minutes here. We are going to start seeing a new round of pits. And we're going to see Adam Wake getting on the back of Tony Casito. I think everyone else Adam has passed so far has kind of let him by. I don't think Tony's going to let him by.
I don't think Tony's going to let him by.
I think Tony's going to make him work for it. And then even if he gets a pass made, Tony's still going to try to stick his nose in. Coming down the main straight, Adam's going to give the old flash under the lights. I don't think Tony
that made him angry.
Oh, he's going to try to send on the inside. Yeah, I don't think Tony's going to like that. And now he's got Kevin Hayes behind him.
And then there were 3.
We got Landon Orr in the pits, switched out. Nathan Sides is back in. Diego Erie in the pits. We're going to see if...
We're at 59 minutes race time almost, so just right on half-hour stints is looking.
My overlay says 56 minutes.
Maybe elapsed time counts the pace lap.
Maybe. Looks like Diego's taking tires. I think Nate Sides took tires. That was a pretty long pit.
Yeah, that definitely looks like tires. Minute 7 seconds in the pit compared to last time people were running through with just fuel at about 52.
I think they have a pretty... Maybe they like hit their pit limiter super early because everyone else was like 52. Oh no, I guess there was one in minute 1. Minute 7 still pretty slow pit time.
Was that with tires though, I think?
Yeah, but with 50% fuel, tires don't add that much.
Yeah.
Like, who did it? Patricio Montevero pitted. What is their pit time? I guess we got another minute 1. Jesus is turning his first laps on the track. They were, I guess, yeah, they were minute 1. You're right. Still, minute 7 is a long ways away from minute 1.
That is long.
Patricio is out of the car. Hector is in the car. Fen Achini is in the car. Who's his partner? Because this is his first stint.
That's Tony's partner from Outlander.
Oh, yeah. Tony's out. Fen is in. We'll see if Fen has the same aggression. Our front runners have yet to pit. They are definitely saving some fuel. 12 seconds ahead of the pack and still saving fuel.
Yeah, that is impressive to be that far ahead and be thinking about fuel, not just ripping it up.
Coming up on a back marker, Nelson Vergara. Letting him by nicely. Be interested to see if they pit this lap or they extended another one.
I think, Marcus, if you look down the line here, you've got Zane Smith from Aero Kinetics, who's up 5. Jeff McDonald from Ninja Botanicals up 7, and Slomex Patrick Cantrell up 7 as well from starting position. There's some people who have really been making the moves consistently. 7 positions an hour, 5 positions an hour. That's some good racing.
That's what happens when you keep it safe. Scott Kimbrough is pitting, but the top two are not. They're still extending another lap. Scott Kimbrough's taking tires. He's out of the car. His partner Mike Braun is in the car. I think I raced with Mike Braun at Olton today.
So interesting, our two front runners, Hovesen and Panacea, they've both been in the car since the beginning, and presumably they're going to switch drivers at this point. There is that minimum share rule, so they do have to get their second drivers in there. I'm sure both are accustomed to being behind the wheel for 2 hours, and this isn't a big deal, but they swap those other drivers in. We can see a lot of movement if their second drivers in the chair are going to be able to keep that same pace.
Yeah, is Gregory's second driver also 7K driver? Looks like Savio's having a little connection problem there. Hopefully he's able to stay in.
No, that's the other button that you can bind. Instead of flash lights, it's flash car.
Yeah, there you go. Lag switch.
Oh, there's a pit.
Ooh, Greggy, but Savio, who is able to just sit behind him and probably do a lot of lifting and coasting, goes another lap. That's crazy. He's never going to pit.
So what do
Oh,
you
do you hear him losing fuel?
Oh, no.
Is he
Yeah.
going to make it? Oh, he made it. That was cutting it close. And Savio still has a whole nother lap, and he was running out of fuel. Looks like his partner, Zach Kerr, who is Australian. His ping is going to be outrageous.
Also a 5K driver, so if iRating is anything, that's going to be pretty impressive. I'm excited to see what happens when Savio pits and who gets in the car behind him.
Hopefully, Savio's got to pit because his internet is going to die. Not only is he running out of fuel, he's running out of bits. I couldn't even stay focused on him. Ooh, Nick Tyrrell's in the car.
All right, Nick Tyrrell, who's right now, mark my words, he's up one position. And let's see after his stint how he's going to do. He's known for being able to get in the zone and just crank laps, stay in that focus, and stay super consistent. So a +1 for now as he gets in the car, and see what he does.
And he does love that Audi. He's always in the Audi or the Lamborghini, which are my two least favorite cars. Savio's in the pits. Internet's still blinking like crazy. My thing's freaking out. So he's entered pit lane like 20 times. How many laps can you... When you guys look and see how many laps that stint was? I should be able to see that, but I don't know how. That
So we
should...
had
From who?
Savio, who is now Alex Rassi.
Yeah, hopefully Alex Rassi's connection is a little bit better.
He was on.
They didn't take tires. And that's going to leave them with another quick pit stop. And we'll see if that'll keep them ahead of Zach Kerr, who is just now coming up the straight. That's going to be a close one. They're side by side. Zach Kerr just gets in front of him.
Yeah, ducks right in front, shuts him out.
He must have had a really slow lap the last one if he's able to... I think that's how he saved so much fuel for another lap, because he didn't take tires, had a 20-second slower pit stop.
17 lap stint, by the way.
And what was like Zach Kerr's, that car?
Zach Kerr, who is P1.
Oh, who's off? Zach Kerr went off. Oh, no!
Wow.
I think his wheel just disconnected.
Yep, some sort
Oh,
of connection issue there,
no.
maybe. That is a heartbreak.
No. Let's see if we wait. Cockpit. Yep. No, oh, no, that's horrible.
That is a bad break to catch after that hard racing. After staying up there, it looks like he's gonna have to tow back. He's got nothing.
That is a rough break. I can't believe that happened. And there is team. What team's Alex Rassi on?
He's on Tribula 555 or 55.
Well,
Tribula 777.
they're going to be happy about that. And that's really going to help them extend their lead on P2 and P3 too, because they didn't take any tires, so they had a 20-second slower pit stop. Another 13 seconds ahead of P2, Zane Smith.
I said 555 because of the Subaru 555, you know.
Yeah, it's interesting. I was looking at the registration. They're registered as Tribula 777, but here as Tribula 55. So one or the other.
I was thinking of my boy, you know. My boy, Colin McRae.
So this still puts Alex Rassi way up by 13 seconds. Am I seeing that right?
Yep. What? He's only 13 seconds ahead, and he had a 20-second slower pit stop. That last lap must have been. He really did think he was going to make it on fuel.
So it is interesting. Look at Mike Braun, who picked up the car for Kimbrough, right within 2 seconds now, or 2.7 seconds. Well, he's starting to close the gap to have a potential look at that next spot in the podium.
But that means he was right behind Rassi, so he got overtaken in the pits. He must have. I suppose he had a... Yeah, he had a 1-minute pit stop, and the Smith in front of him only had a 52-second pit stop. So I'm thinking Zane Smith didn't take tires either.
Yeah, I just don't think you're doing a tires pit stop with 50% fuel with 40 seconds and 51 seconds.
Yeah, definitely not. So they're stretching those tires out to an hour and a half, which the new tire model, that's pretty impressive. Even though it is night, that means they're taking it very easy.
They could also be taking one set per pit stop.
No, you only get one extra.
There's only one set.
Extra set.
No, I'm saying like a front set and then a back, right? Or is that you can't do that?
No, it only lets you change tires once.
Oh, okay.
And also their cars didn't go in the air.
I gotcha.
We got Darren Ruthford on the back of Daryl Weiniger. Is Daryl Ruthford, is that Adam's partner? Teammate? Should have this sheet up.
Yep, Adams, Valhalla Motorsports.
Yep. Got him in the car. He's looking to probably just keep his head down and make up some more positions. They're still in the top 10.
Oh man, we are seeing Zach Kerr, who is up at the top, still in the pits at this point too. Pits for 4 minutes, so that is some repairs happening there. What a heartbreak.
He must have forgot to check his fast repair.
Let's pull Landon in here, see how he feels about his last stint.
Pulling Landon in.
I feel like we're giving these guys too much attention.
I'm a step away for just a minute. You guys take it away.
We've got Landon in here.
Yes, we do. Landon, how you feeling about your last stint?
Oh, pretty good actually. I like that stint. We got to drive through, but is what it is.
You guys are still holding down that top 15. That's all that matters, right?
Yeah. No, we're just trying to figure out fuel right now because apparently the setup we got did not have full fuel on it. So we're trying to see how we finish this off.
You can curse Marcus out after the broadcast.
Well, the worst part is I saw that in practice the other day. I'm like, oh, we should fix that, and then I didn't.
All right, I will make sure to tell Marcus he's absolved from all responsibility then.
That's fair. That's fair. But yeah, no, it's been good. Been great racing so far. It's been really clean. car feels great out there. I really love the way the track feels at night.
Yeah, it looks like, this is a big track, and there's lots of space out there, but everybody's bunched up together. Looks like there's a lot of good races happening. I don't see many folks sitting all by themselves.
Yeah, I was amazed. I know that unfortunately there was a crash in the lead, but it seemed like they were battling for most of the race.
So coming up yet, you still got your final stint. If you guys are alternating back and forth, you're gonna bring it on home.
Yeah, well, we got one more stint, and we're gonna see if we can do it one more stint without having to do a splash and dash. So we'll see what happens. But yeah. Just have one more in the.
It may come down to the splash and dash when you start looking at laps and times here. It looks pretty close. So good luck to you guys, and maybe we'll talk to you at the end.
Thanks, done, guys. Talk to you later.
All right, we're looking at Nick Terrell right now, up 2 positions from qualifying. Just talked to his teammate, and they're driving the Mystery Machine R8.
I'm
We got
back.
some time to make up. Oh, Marcus is back. All right, that's my turn now because I'm gonna go see if I can make a drink because we're at the halfway point.
There you go.
Good luck.
That answers our question, Marcus.
What's the question?
Before the race, that little message I sent you,
Oh, yeah.
that answers our question. He is turned into the degenerates like us.
I support it.
As do I.
Looks like we got Nick Tyrrell still lap down. He's got a lot to make up. The only close battle we got going on, P4. Jesus. All over the back of Mike Braun. Is Jesus with Patricio Montevero?
I believe so. Let me double check that though. No, he's
No.
with Diego Airy.
Oh, yeah. I was going to say, I thought Patricio was a little ways back there, and he is, because it looks like Hector is P10. Yeah, I could see Jesus and Hector making like a top 3, because he is all over the back of Mike Braun currently. I think I was able to do like a 145 on the quali setup around here.
I hate to break it to you, I have never driven this track.
But the fact that the people were doing 142s,
It
Crazy.
just goes to show.
I don't get it.
That just goes to show that there's that massive skill difference between where we're at and what was he, 5K, 7K, somewhere in there.
Yeah, 7K. Zach Kerr's still in the pits though. I wonder if he's trying to fix his wheel or had to restart or what happened. They're 5 laps down now. It's hard to see them coming back at all. That is going to be some heartbreak. Jesus Culinary looks like hoping to make a move. Probably going to make a run here onto the straightaway. Is this the straight? This is not the straight. This is that scary right-hand turn. Do you have a track map up? Because I don't.
I do not, but I can pull one up really fast.
You amateur.
Hey, you don't have one up either.
Yeah, I do.
What'd you need it for?
What that scary corner's called? Turns 11, 12, and 13. Acque Miranelli? Wow, don't know how to say that.
I did once.
They're all pretty. I mean, I can do Variante Alta. That's still pretty rough. Anyway, they're coming through turn 18 through turn 19 onto the straight. You think he's going to make a move on this straight? I don't think so. He's a little ways back there. But we got Ruthford all over the back of Darrell Weiniger.
Yeah, Weiniger holding that position that Cantrell had crept his way up through, and with Cantrell taking 2 stints already, I presume Daryl's going to finish it off. So let's see if he can hold him off.
Yeah, we got 6th through 13th all on the same lap, so there's definitely still some positions to be fought for, especially with Nick Tyrrell fighting his way back through the crowd. It looks like Zach Kerr has retired. It says they're out.
Oh, wow.
I did not expect that to happen.
Yeah, it was quite a run until it wasn't.
What am I doing here? Here we go. We are on Rutherford, still on the back of Weiner, although we have Jesus in P4. He was 2/10 behind Braun there, and he does have Rich Dalmazio putting pressure on the back of him, so he's got to get this pass made on Braun or have to deal with the people coming up behind him. Looks like he's thinking about it. He's trying to get it done. I'm sure the livery he has looks cool to you guys, but I'm really liking this tan that I'm seeing.
It's really nice, white, orange, stripy, classy.
He gets close on this straightaway. See if he tries to poke his nose up the inside into turn 1. Looks like he's going to stay behind, try to make a run coming up here through turns 2, turns 3. Mike Braun is probably having a great time in there fighting him off.
Yeah, there's nothing quite like that when you got somebody who's that close on you. You get over-focused, get all in your head, and pretty soon, boom, it's done.
Lucky enough, in real races, I like frame rate better than quality, so I don't have any of those turned on, those mirrors. That screen is just black.
Yep, that's what I normally have too.
Yep.
I think Rutherford got past Daryl Weiniger. He's down.
Oh, did I miss it? God, that chicane is so rough.
Rutherford.
That's him passing Hector. When did he get past Weiniger? How long ago was that? Oh, my thing's not auto-scrolling down.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Here's Rutherford going. Is that turn 1? That is the hairpin. Hairpin looks suspiciously like turn 1 sometimes.
Yep, just gets him done.
Pass. Looks like we had off track from John Kelly. Just taking a shortcut.
Yep, just a little bit of a different line.
Didn't feel like doing that corner today. Ooh, come back to Mike Braun just as he runs a little wide there. Manages to keep the inside line on the hairpin, but he has Jesus still to the side of him. He's got the run on him. He's coming up the outside.
But he's not giving space. I mean, he's right in there. He does not want to give it up. Backs up at the last minute.
And then there he has Rich Dalmazio behind him.
Yeah, those are the heartbreaks when you're holding on to it, and in holding on to it, you end up falling way back instead of staying on the bumper. Super slow chicane here coming around. Keeps under control, does nice. I end up losing the back end and facing backwards on that, 4 to 5 times some days.
I can keep it straight through there, but I'll rack up the off tracks like no one's business. And overdrive. What?
I've raced with you, Marcus. I believe that.
Yes.
I believe that it's more about the off tracks.
Absolutely. There's a reason I can't keep an A license. Looks like now that Jesus is around him, he's not quite able to keep up with him. And he still has Rich right behind him. In the Porsche, looks like Rich is biding his time. We do have another round of pit stops firing off. Looks like we got Chris Wells entering the pit lane. Daniel Camosa entering the pit lane. Oh, is Zach Kerr back on the track? Or is that just... No. He's not back on the track. I'm a professional. Alex Rassi, though, up front. I'm really interested to see... I wish I could see what the percentage of his tires were. Because they are on their third stint on a set of GT3 tires, and that's pretty impressive.
It's not only impressive, it's a gamble. Going out, you're in the dark, you're on those tires. Even though you have a lead, you got to worry about how much you're going to baby them, or worse, are you going to overuse them and slide off somewhere and blow it all?
Just like Mike Braun slid a little wide there, and then he got Dalmazio right behind him, but Rich is not about taking that chicane too wide. He's definitely going to just wait for his turn. Mike Braun's definitely hoping to catch up to Jesus. These last two corners here, I overdrive no matter what. It's so hard to get a good run onto this straight. Nick Terrell, do you think he's going to make it back on the lead lap?
Knowing Nick, he probably will.
He's got a lot of work to do. Their last pit stop was a minute 1, so he's probably on fresh tires. Assuming he's finishing the race.
Well, Nick is with Landon, right? And they've been switching every other one, so Landon's only
Nope.
had one stint.
Nick is with Tony.
Oh, Nick is with Tony.
Landon and Nate are together.
Landon and Nate. Okay.
He has made his way up. Only P1 and P2 are ahead of him, though, so he can still get P3. P3 is still on his lap. Nick Tiro's real good at saving fuel. I've raced with him in the endurance races where back before iRacing made it not happen anymore, but you just mapped a clutch button to your GT3, so every time you went into the corner, you held the clutch and then braked. He was all
coasting.
Yeah, he was all about that min-max fuel-saving stuff. So it is possible through some pit stop shenanigans he could make his way back up there.
So what are we at, like minute 22 or an hour 22 for official race time? So we're starting to come into the crunch zone here where people are going to run out of patience and start thinking about how they're going to finish this race.
Are we gonna finish this race like the Daytona 24 and cut it out at hour 58 minutes?
Oh, we should. You should have done that, Marcus.
Absolutely. Well, it's interesting. Jesus is only 12 seconds behind Zane Smith. And Zane Smith and Rassi did not take tires their last pit stop, but Jesus did. And so they're going to have an extra 10 to 15 seconds on their pit stop, depending on how good they do it. So that could be the gap that Jesus needs to pop his way into second.
You got to wonder if at this point he knows, like, he's right there. You know, we get the advantage of seeing what happened, who did for what. He's been busy racing, and his teammate, they don't even know that they might be in the lead.
Yeah, it depends how good your teammate is at looking stuff, or if you got the overlays up to tell you all that. I try racing with those on, and then I end up just shutting them off because they distract me. He has not gotten away from Braun, though. Braun made his way back up, and Dalmazio has not gotten in front of Braun. They're still just kind of riding in this little gaggle of cars together. Dalmazio likes to stick his nose out there.
Yeah, I was just looking at that.
You're right.
Just as you were saying, gaggled together. All of a sudden, that Porsche poked out. Like, I'm gonna just check this out.
Alex Rassi crashed. Was it a serious crash? This is a big shakeup if that was a real crash. yeah, just lost it. I think it was that iRacing thing where you touch the bumper.
Yeah, I think he caught a little bit of back end, but look at that, quick spin and he's back.
But that is enough to get Zane Smith within striking distance. 4 seconds behind now.
Yeah,
And
that
this is Jesus coming into pit, not taking tires, going for the undercut. And we'll see where he comes back out. But if Alex Rossi does another thing where he's doing extreme fuel saving and is 20 seconds a lap down, this could hurt him this pit cycle.
All right, he's underway. Let's see what that's going to mean.
Yeah, he did a 50-second pit stop. That's a pretty quick one. And there's no way Rossi or Smith can do a 50-second pit stop unless they don't take tires, which I guess is possible.
Also, at this point, there's a splash and dash implied, right? Taking fuel right now?
I would assume so. We got a pass. Before that whole pit stop stuff, it looks like Rutherford got past Vergara for P7. Just sent it up the inside there. That's a nice clean pass.
Nice clean. We got gap right off the bat.
Hector's entering pit lane. This is Patricio Montevero's teammate. I do believe they took tires last time, so that's a good angle. I can see everything. Nate Sides entering pit lane.
Again, everybody going to the pits right now. You're talking about a splash and dash. Ooh, that's
That was quite that pit entry.
pretty aggressive pit entry. Wow.
Really taking its toll. Yeah, I mean, my thing says, let's go live. We're at an hour 26 right now.
Yeah.
So unless you're really saving fuel, I don't know how you're going to make it on one last pit. Ooh,
I never know. I don't know what to think what races that come down to racing versus pit strategy. You know, which one is the better maneuver? Somebody who raced faster or somebody who just managed things better?
Especially when tires take longer than fuel, that's definitely a huge thing.
Whoa.
Oh, I went to see Dalmazio's pass just as they crashed. We're going to see the pass that he finally made on him, and then we're going to see him crash.
Oh, man.
Finally, he waited all that time.
Made the move.
Much patience.
Just
and then
overextended a little bit.
There goes Porsche doing Porsche stuff. That's going to set him back quite a bit, too. Oh, he's still back and forth. That got Mike Braun up into P3, though, and he is 15 seconds behind P2. So if Smith messes up his pit stop a little bit, there's plenty of time for Mike Braun to make that pass. And that is going to be Dalmazio in the pits. I believe they took tires last time. We're going to see. Nick Terrell's up into P9 right now.
Yeah.
Ooh, had to back up.
Ooh, that's not good.
Yeah, that's going to cost him some time.
And Nick Turrell up and, right up above him now. He's got some time to make up on him, but that team Slomek, Darrell Winiger, he got a place back. He was down to +7. Now he's back up to 8 from qualifying. Let's see how that works out with Nick. I've had Nick behind me before in situations like this, thinking like, oh, if I can just hold him off, he can't gain that much on me every lap. And then he does, and then he does, and then he's around me. So he's hunting you, Darrell, and I feel bad for it.
Yeah, Nick is a machine.
Why don't we pull Nate in here for a quick little interview? If you guys want.
Of course. Nate. Hello.
Yes, sir. Hi.
Devin has requested you for an interview.
Oh, really?
How you feeling about that last stint, my man?
I tried to fuel save to get an extra lap out of it, but I came up like a couple tenths of a lap short. So
Couple tenths.
yeah, I was starting off with like I was like 3/4 of a lap short, and I got to almost a full lap that I got extra out of it, but I just couldn't get there.
Trying to
So
get that lap back from earlier.
Well, yeah, I think we're probably gonna have to splash and dash at the very end here. So,
Looking at it, I think most everybody might have to.
well, that's gonna help us then at that point.
That's just my guess.
Yeah, the front teams might, because I mean, it looks like a couple of those were already on their second lap, so of their last stint.
Yep.
How's the
How
dark
you feeling in the car? You think Land's gonna do you guys good?
I hope so. Well, I put him in a bad position there at the after my first stint because I ended up with, I think it was 14x or so. So we ended up with a drive-through. We got 3 more x yet for another drive-through. So hopefully, keep our fingers crossed. No more incidents.
That's all you guys need.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys really aren't that far back from P11 or P12.
No, and I was fuel saving pretty hard, and I was actually gaining on P11 too. So
Exactly. Once you guys get up to them, that'll get you guys your goal of P10 or up.
yep, that was the goal. Top 10.
Yep.
Yeah, we got the leader, Alex Rossi, going in right now, taking his pit. And that's going to put him right at around 90 minutes of race time. So we might be looking at not having to splash and dash at that point.
Yeah, we're gonna keep our fingers crossed. I think Landon's still gonna try to save as much as he can with keeping Fenn behind him. So see what happens.
Yeah, well, hopefully the morning treats you just as good as the night, and we'll see where you end up.
Yep, keep my fingers crossed.
P1 and P2 did not take tires.
Have they?
I can't
did they
actually
take
believe
tires
it.
at all?
No.
Really?
Yeah.
They're gonna get black flag for not having enough tread. Car's gonna freaking blow
That
up.
is crazy. P2 changed their driver. They have 3 drivers or just 2?
I thought you could only have 2.
I don't remember.
Minimum of 2.
Oh, yeah, because they're not the original P2. Zach Kerr quit. Yeah. I did not expect that. P2 still had an over a minute pit because they missed their pit stop and had to back up. Ooh, he slammed into that curb.
Yeah, I am looking, if I ratings are ever any measure of things, just looking, he's got a 2600 I rating and a 3000 I rating person behind him. So, even if you're underrated, it is pretty stressful to look back and see those numbers and know who's coming up behind you.
I have a feeling he might be struggling on some old tires there if he didn't take tires. That could be why he's slamming into all the curbs. Jesus kind of falling behind. He either got to slow down or he's really trying to save fuel. But no, he already pitted.
Also, P2, if this was a new driver, they might be cutting it pretty close for the driver fair share rule of 30 minutes if this is a brand new driver.
I don't think it is. They weren't in. I was thinking of Zach Kerr.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Nick Tyrrell got around Rutherford for P7, and now he's entering pit lane.
Yeah, something happened with Winiger down. He was up 8 positions. Now Tyrrell has passed him and Vergara's passed him.
Yeah, he had to pit.
Oh, yeah, that'll do it.
Yep.
That will do it.
That will do it. We'll see if Nick Tyrrell has a quicker pit stop than everyone else. We'll see if he's got that pit entry down. He's out of his pit stall in under 40 seconds. He's doing the gear change thing. Could you hear it? First to second, first to second, first to
Yeah.
second. 52
Just get that
seconds.
fraction.
And the guy in front of him had a 53 seconds, so I guess if that gets you a second.
That stuff works.
It does?
I did it during the 24. It works. Even in IMSA races, I'll do that stuff, and they'll give me a little bit.
Every time I try to do it, I get a speeding penalty. I mess it up.
You gotta think about it like playing drums. You gotta have that right beat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Looks like we got Rossi able to keep first. We'll see if he can maintain. I hope he comes in the interview room and we can actually find out if he really didn't pit or I just missed it. Maybe they
Until
took
we find
tires
out
the
he's
first pit
French.
stop, but I don't think they did.
All the way up.
He could speak
Until we
French. He
find
is
out.
from Canada.
Exactly.
Because we're international now.
Yes.
I would say worldwide, since we do have Australia represented today.
The E.
OMEC worldwide.
The E stands for international.
The E?
Yeah, international. Do you guys not know how to spell?
No, I don't.
Yeah, me either.
Mama never said I was bright.
True.
So we are more than 90 minutes in, and these guys just still right neck and neck, fighting for positions right up for the podium. That is a long time to have your shoulders tensed up and to be, ripping through this.
Yeah, Jesus is right behind him. It's crazy to see sparks come off those cars as they hit those sausage curbs. As long as Alex Rassi can just keep it together up there and not get a meatball for a flat tire. Those definitely, I mean, if you don't take any tires, that's an extra 10 seconds, and there he is, 20 seconds ahead of the field.
Yeah, I'm showing 20 off tracks for Alex Rassi, so they could be, there's always that possibility for another slowdown or a drive-through.
Yeah, it says 25 on my end, but Nate was in here
25?
talking about how they're like 3 away, but my overlay only says 7. So I think SDK is wrong. Alex Rassi still has the fastest lap of the day, 42.4. It's inching down there.
Also interesting note, we are coming up on like 4:20 a.m. sim time, so we're going to see these drivers get a sunrise here before too long, I think.
The midnight tokers about to go crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. No one has slept so far.
So here's a question, because I don't know this stuff. In an endurance race like this in real life, do the teams have to pre-register their stints, or is it up like the game time decision?
It's a game time decision. The during the Daytona 24, did you watch the Daytona 24 broadcast?
Yeah, some of it.
They were talking about how they had no idea how they were gonna. They had no idea the strategy. They had no idea anything about what the teams were gonna do. Because they were talking about how they didn't know, because for like the Pro-Am cars, so like the cars that are not the Pro class, they have to have a certain number of hours in the car. I think it's 2-3 hours in the car. Marcus, correct me if I'm wrong.
I don't know.
You should know this.
I don't. The only racing I watch is F1. I'm sorry.
You disgust me.
I know.
But yeah, they were talking about how the Pro-Am cars or Pro-Am drivers needed a certain amount, but they had certain Pro drivers with the Pro-Am drivers who could just spend like the entire day in the car as long as the Pro-Am drivers had enough time. Does that make sense, or am I rambling about some bullshit?
That makes sense. I just didn't know how it worked.
We never got back on your safety car talk.
Yeah, let's hear about that.
Oh no, just this. You're some rich guy or some prominent person or somebody's trying to impress, and they're like, you know what? we're gonna give this guy, you get to drive the pace car, right? And they put you behind the wheel of this really fast, nice car, and you're out on a track, and there's people, and it's feeling cool, and you're like, yeah, I'm gonna rip this thing around a little bit, you know. And you probably driven fast cars before. You're not a newbie to this. Not that anybody out there, some insurance salesman or something, but you feel like you know what you're doing. And then in front of all these professional drivers, in front of everything, you wreck. I mean, come on.
You trying to call somebody out there, calling somebody an insurance salesman?
No, I'm sure there's a lot of very fast insurance salesmen and dentists and who knows what else.
Dentist? Now you're definitely calling somebody out. LMP3 drivers?
Yeah.
I like the the Miata races sometimes, the pace cars, just like a Mazda CX-5.
Oh, I love Mazda
And like
racing.
you'll
They
see
go
the
door to door.
but you'll see the CX-5, the pace car, like it is just leaning into the corner. And the little Miatas behind it are just driving around.
Yeah.
Or even the pace car in the F1 races, like it's some Mercedes or whatever. But the guy in the pace car is going like full out. He's on a hot lap, and the F1 cars are just like cruising around behind him.
That's their one chance to do a hot lap on that track. You gotta let them have it.
Yeah, you gotta go.
Yeah. The pace car should just be like an actual GT3 car. Or do it on iRacing, or you can choose the Silverado, you know, like the truck.
Yeah. So our local oval, when we go, they have spectator drags, which is basically, you know, you race what you got, and they just put two people on the track, and you do one lap around the oval, banked oval, and you see who wins. Then if you win, you stay on. If you lose, you leave. And so they get out there, and those are the most fun races out of anything. Just because, one, people are ripping around this track, sliding sideways in danger, and they're really nice, fast cars that are just, they drove there and they have to drive home. And then the other thing is, you get to realize this car that you would see in the street and think is really fast, how slow it looks going around that oval compared to the actual stock cars out there.
Yeah, especially when they're ripping around like almost 200 miles an hour.
Yeah.
When you're driving in a car, like I've done autocross stuff, you never like, you want to record it, and you're like, yeah, look at how cool that was, and you're like, no, you were just driving really slow.
Yeah.
It never feels as cool as when you were driving the car. I was flying through there. You were going 25, man.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yep. So we got between second and third, is that a quarter-second gap? We're still talking at this point.
Yeah, Jesus just made the pass
Whoa,
on Elias
look at that.
there. And I think it's because Jesus has brand new tires and Elias does not. And I don't think he's going to have an answer for it. Especially not if he's hitting
that's
those
just
curbs like
falling off.
that. Yep.
Well, again, sometimes getting past like that throws you just off your line enough, takes you a corner or two to kind of recalibrate and adjust.
Gotta see that pass from the cockpit view. Didn't do what I wanted it to do. I tried. Everyone else looking pretty spread out. We got Nick Terrell 5 seconds off a P10.
Yeah,
And-
we've really seen, we went from a bunch of clumps of people. Now this stint, we've really seen people spread out, kind of claim their space and keep going. I wouldn't expect that that's because people are settling in for, you know, protecting their spots. I'd expect to see there'd be some scrapping up there, but we might be too far distance to really see anybody get into any scraps.
Interestingly, Nick Tyrrell and Alex Rassi, the leader, pitted on the same lap. And everyone in between them pitted a lot earlier. So there's a possibility.
difference.
Yeah, I think Nick Tyrrell's going to be able to make it to the end, hopefully. I think that's what he's thinking on fuel. And everyone ahead of him is going to have to pit for a little splash and dash. So that could be enough to put him up into P8. Rutherford's still 55 seconds ahead of him. We'll see as it comes down to the wire. I wish I could have a live fuel calculator. Yeah, everyone's just kind of spreading out. And Terrell is the only one who's closing the gap right now. We got a lot of Brett Lucarelli going off tracks.
Ooh, coming around a corner.
Oh.
Look at that sparks in the bumper. That is not great.
Yeah, I hit the wall so hard, spot welded it.
Yeah, that is that teal and white Porsche that has had some battles right at the beginning. We saw a lot of pace, but a lot of mess ups, and it looks like that's continued to kind of sabotage their night.
They're sticking with it though.
Yeah, got to stick it. Got to get it to them for sticking with it after all that, and still trying to find their race.
I mean, just like P1, all it takes is your wheel just disconnect, and you're out of the race. Ooh, another international. We got Italian. Nelson Vergara.
Mexico.
Oh shit, Mexico. I'm not international. I don't know my flags. What's the Italian flag?
No, I'm Googling it.
So am I. Is it the same? There's just no eagle killing a snake in the middle? It is.
Yes, yeah.
Mexico's flag is cooler.
I never realized that they were similar like that, but there you go.
Oh, Chris Wells crashed. Just as I was saying, that's why Brett Lucarelli would need to stay in the race. Was it a serious crash or a minor crash? Minor. Very minor crash. It's more of a stop.
Yeah, it's those tricky spots. So easy to do at night at this time. You've been racing a while. You kind of zone out just for a second. You forget what corner you're on, and pretty soon, by the time you snap to it, your braking marker is right behind you, and you got to scramble. So it happens. It's pretty good escape for something like that.
Definitely. That's my biggest weakness. I'll just sit there and start thinking about some random thing, and oh, there's my braking marker 20 meters ago.
I don't want to talk about my biggest weakness because people use it against me in Discord during leagues, but the worst is when people start talking about another track and another corner. I don't know how people do it, and then my brain starts envisioning that other track and that other corner, and then there's no way I can concentrate on this track, so that'll do it every time.
That's true. We got Nelson Vergara in the pits and Hector Fiore in the pits. They both pitted on lap 48 last time.
So Bob.
And that Nick Terrell's up 2 places, by the way, P9. But Bob,
you took a Spanish class in high school, right?
Oh, I did.
So you are ready to interview Jesus and Diego?
That's all on you. I will say on stream here, if Jesus and Diego, if they want to jump in and we can work it out, they're definitely invited. But also, if they understood the drivers' meeting where I invited them here, then that means we're going to be good. So we'll do what we can.
That is true. That is true. I just wanted to let you know that that is all on you, my man.
I have to drop and do the post-drivers meeting, so that'll be up to you guys.
Jesus might still have to pit. He also pit on lap 48.
Oh.
And that is not going to be looking good for him.
If only we did the Imola 1 hour and 58 minutes.
We'll see if he's saved enough fuel, but I don't think he has, so I don't think he's going to be P2. I think that's going to knock him down to... Because P3, 4, and 5... 3 and 4 pitted on lap 51. P5 pitted on lap 50.
Even if he still has 5 seconds time to save some fuel.
Yeah, but you're going to save 4 laps of fuel?
Yeah.
Four
What are we at? Like
laps, man.
10 minutes left for race time, Marcus?
Yes. 10 minutes right now on my screen, if that's accurate.
Yeah, this is nothing. So 10 minutes at nearly, a minute and 3/4 lap. We're down there for chances. People got to make it happen.
I could definitely see how he's saving fuel, though, because that gap to P1 has grown from about 24 seconds to 28 now.
I think now is the perfect time for a Ninja Botanicals ad.
Ninja Botanicals.
Ninja
The
Botanicals.
biggest.
The biggest, the best, the most... I don't even know. But they do Kratom in South Florida. They distribute it. They do everything. Hit them up.
Ninja
Ninja
Botanicals.
Only South Florida? What about North Florida?
It's too big of a state.
Where do they get
The shipping costs would just outweigh the profit, you know what I'm saying?
That's true. It's very long.
It's a pretty long state.
Heard they got a lot of Margaritavilles down there, though. If you like Jimmy Buffett.
R.I.P. Jimmy Buffett.
If you like pina coladas, you mean?
Rest in peace, Jimmy Buffett. Moment of silence.
All right, this is devolving into Jimmy Buffett, I guess. Okay, so as we're coming into the last part of the night here, you got to tell me, Marcus, Devin, what has been the beverage of the evening for you guys?
I actually have a bottle of Merlot.
Oh, because Imola.
I guess. That's actually just the only thing I had. But it was pretty delicious. I'll take it over the gin.
See, I swapped halfway through the night from Sam Adams Cold Snap, the best beer to ever exist in mankind, to Miller Lite, the second best beer to ever exist in mankind.
It's the champagne of beers.
Exactly.
Or is that
That's not...
is that Miller
No,
High
that's
Life?
not-
No,
That's
that's
High Life.
High Life.
I get them all. I get them mixed up. They're both Miller.
See, the Cold Snap makes me fat. The Miller makes me skinny. This is
Well, I've
the
got
time I'm
the Wisconsin brandy old fashions tonight. So
The brandy old fashioned.
Brandy.
brandy old fashioned. Yeah. So in Wisconsin, if you order an old fashioned, that's just what you get. They make it with brandy. So because I'm in Minnesota, right on the border, kind of bleeds over, and actually I kind of like them. So brandy old fashioned.
Did you know Wisconsin has like the most lax DUI laws
Yes,
of all
they
the
do.
states? You can get like 3 DUIs before you actually go to jail or something crazy.
And you can drink it. I don't even think they have a legal drinking age as long as you're with a parent.
Not Jesus,
Bro.
sorry. Jesus is in the pits.
Oh, there you go. Just like you
Jesus
said.
has pitted, boys. Jesus has.
All right, that's putting him down now.
Yeah,
See,
that's
here
going to
we
knock him
go.
way down. If no one else pits, that is rough for him. That's what the endurance racing is all about. If you don't time your pit stops
Yeah.
right, you're done.
That is fast laps versus good planning.
Yeah. And that he put that was such a small stop. He had to put like a gallon in that bad boy.
I can't get over that. Jesus has pitted.
Yeah, that was an 8.8 second pit.
Is that the time for the stop or actually pulling in and everything? I think that's just the stop time, right?
Oh yeah.
38
pit time.
seconds total pit time.
Yeah, pit lane time 38.5 seconds.
Oh, that's what that other column's for.
Yeah.
All right. I'm figuring
Well,
it
I
out.
can switch them.
I don't think I see it when you switch them. I think it's on me.
Oh yeah, because you don't have the overlay.
Yeah. I only did this like 6 minutes before we started. Marcus.
I know. I'm impressed though.
Pretty excited about it though. Looks pretty good.
But we got
Pretty good.
Dalmazio really hoping to take P2 right now.
And Dalmazio coming into the morning light here. Notice
Yeah.
how much brighter it's got. Within a lap.
He's gonna make the
Suddenly we're
move
at a
right
spot.
here.
People are getting a little bit more brave. They know they can see their braking markers. They can look through the corners. It's all about the car goes where you're looking, and at night it's hard to do. So here you see people really turning it up as the morning comes here at Imola.
Also, if the Elias is on 4 stint old, almost 2-hour old tires, he doesn't really stand a chance to fight anyone. They may have. That's the other part of the pit strategy. You may have saved enough fuel to stretch it out and be there up front, but if you got some crappy tires for this last 10 minutes of the race, it's going to be rough.
Is that Mike Braun right back there too, just chasing him down? So they're looking at, falling back quite a bit from, kind of a position they enjoyed earlier. Will it pay off? Won't it pay off? As you're saving tires, saving fuel? Well, now's the time you find out.
I don't like that I can see Mike Braun's eyeballs like that. I have a feeling he's going to be waiting until the straight to make the move. When's last lap he pitted? Lap 51, so he still has to do a little bit of fuel saving.
It's going to be right on the edge.
Yeah, the same as the person in front of him. Dalmazio pitted on lap 50, so he can burn all the fuel he wants.
Interesting. This is the race. Looking down the gaps between folks in the leaderboard, this is the race after 2 hours. We're seeing everyone else split up pretty well, 5, 6, 25 seconds. And as we're seeing this shape up, it is the podium race right here that is the closest match towards the end.
Did you see how long he coasted there? Oh, that's Rich in the pits. Dalmazio's in the pits. And he pitted on lap 50. He did not save any fuel at all because he got Braun behind him on lap 51. But you could see Braun was coasting for so long into that corner. Is this just a quick stop? That's quick stop.
Again, here's the race, still right on the podium.
He's
chasing him down.
He's coasting so long. He has to have no fuel left.
He's just hoping.
Yeah.
Looking at those numbers. He's looking at his black boxes right now more than he's looking at the track.
I don't even think he's going to try to make a pass. Listen when he lets off the gas. Right there. Coasting, coasting. There's the gas.
Looking at these drivers at this level, it is kind of fun. They coast and roll through a corner, and they're still, pulling laps 4 or 5 seconds faster than I can make.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
I would like to say again, all credit to what Satinas up there. If you're looking at iRatings and if you judge that for the things that person has seen and the quality of racing they bring, 1,600 iRating versus 3,000 right behind him. That's hats off to him for holding them off.
That is very impressive. He's going to try to make the move, stick his nose in.
Oh, that's what it comes down to. What are we at for time right now, Marcus? I mean, we're coming.
We got a
down to
minute
it.
30 left. One more lap. This could be. There'll probably be one more lap after this, because P1's 42 seconds ahead of him.
Yeah, it's some time to make up after that move, but this is the time. You gotta be making that move. You gotta be sticking your nose, and you can't just watch that potential opportunity go away.
Look how long he coasted. He's like at the 300-meter board.
Yeah, I think you might be right, Marcus. At this point, maybe you're right. That this is just can I hang on to it? Can I coast long enough?
Yeah, because he wasn't even trying to he was trying to make that pass, but he wasn't on the gas or anything. He was just kind of coasting in. This is the only super close battle, too. I mean, Nick Tyrrell is 1.8 seconds back from Weiniger right now. And he closed that down to half second.
He did gain 3 positions, I think, during this stint, so that's hats off to him.
I wonder if
Yeah, Daryl Weniger is still holding him off in that OMEC Porsche.
he's knocked down second and a half, going to be 2 seconds here in this one lap. I wonder if Daryl is also running out of fuel. A lot of coasting. You got Nick right behind you. He's going to make it happen right here, coming up the inside. Because he pitted 2 laps later than Weiniger, so he's got the fuel to use. That's going to put him up to 8th place.
To Elias. Got to go back up to Elias here. We're seeing that gap down. Is this going to happen again?
He's trying. He's coasting so long.
He's right there.
He only has
He could put the power
one.
on.
He's got 1 lap left. I believe there's 1 more lap, right?
I can't see the flags on spectator.
Doesn't show me either. Kundal entered the pits.
Oh, in the pit lane.
Oh, heartbreak right there.
They
I think it's
really-
a good.
Yeah. 50% fuel is rough. That puts Jesus up in a 4th. That make that game is gonna give Nick Terrell another pass. I don't think he's close enough. No, not at all.
Did Mike Braun get passed?
Yeah, did he?
Yes, sir.
How'd that happen? We got go live. Oh yeah, coming in there.
Just found a
Yep.
saving just enough fuel to
Coast
use
on
it
through.
where it mattered.
Mike
We've got a lot
Braun
of people.
still. Mike Braun and Scott Kimbrough still P2 if they can pull it together. Yeah, we are on the last lap. Alex Rossi just finished on the line there in 1st place, and then P2
Well
with
done,
Michael
man.
Braun
45
still.
up.
Let's watch him sputter across the line and see if he makes it.
Yeah, he's still taking it so gentle, and he's still, with all that coasting he's doing, he's still half second faster than my quality laps I was trying to do the other day.
Well, as he's finishing up here, hats off to Alex Rossi. Let's see, what team is that? That's Tribula 777 or Tribula 55, one of the two. Hats off to them for a strong finish. Mike Braun crossing the line. That is Empire Racing with the amazing showing today.
Elias holding it out for 3rd. We got Jesus in P4. Albert Kundal coming back up in P5 even though they had to pit. Dalmazio also had to pit. Nick Terrell and Tony Casito were able to hold off for 8th place there. Darrell Weiniger
Yeah.
and Patrick Cantrell coming up with top 10, P9. And Armando, who's Armando's teammate?
Looks like we got P1 in the waiting room.
Ooh.
Armando's teammate from GPVA Somos PPA, Armando Bejeron.
Did you just tell me that Armando is Armando's teammate?
No, Nelson Vergara.
Armando and Nelson there, P10. That rounds off our top 10. So yeah, let's see. Who's in the waiting room?
Alex Rossi and Sav, I think, are the P1.
Which one's that? Oh, it's the... Okay. I'm going to bring them both in. You going to do them?
You got him.
I got them. All right, I'm going to bring them in. We got Alex and we got Savvy. I hope I'm saying that right. How you guys doing tonight?
We're doing good. We're doing good. Alex,
Especially after that win, yeah, it's going all right.
he's back. Okay.
Did you guys not take tires that whole race?
Oh, we did.
Oh, you did?
We were stressing about it, actually. I was on my phone like 5 minutes before his pit stop checking out how long tire changes and driver changes and all that take.
Oh, man, I must have missed it. I thought this whole time you were only you made a whole set of tires last the whole race, so...
I wish. That would have been pretty.
We were thinking about it, but with the amount of fuel that you put in, it only takes, or with the driver change, it's free pit stop, so...
Yeah. Well, that was pretty fantastic drive. 43 seconds above P2. Looks like Zach Kerr and what was the other guy's name? Who was in P1? When Zach Kerr got in the car, we were in the cockpit view. It looks like his wheel shut off. It just did that thing where it turned straight to the left. That's when he went in the wall.
Yeah, it was that was unfortunate. It would have been fun with
Yeah.
them, but
You guys were able to keep that. So that first like hour, were you trying to make a pass, or were you trying to just stay behind them and fuel save?
I was just trying to fuel save, stay behind them, and then like at the odd moment pull out to like try to break his fuel save and mess it up. But yeah,
You were able to stretch the stints longer than anyone else. You like everyone would pit, and then like 2-3 laps later, you guys finally came in. So that was pretty impressive.
Yeah, and even in the last stint, or Savio's last stint, we came in a lap early just to try and get a shorter fuel stop, and then jump them in the pits, because we thought that the fuel save actually wasn't worth it anymore, and then we almost ran out on the last lap there. So
Yeah, and everyone behind you, there's a lot of people coming in like that last lap just for a quick like gallon of gas or whatever. So
I was getting confused because my spotter just kept saying car behind is pitting. I'm like, what?
Yeah, they were just like one after the other. So, well, that was good racing. You guys get $50 iRacing credits split between you, however you guys want to do that. So, anything else you want to say? Anything anyone you want to shout out tonight?
it should be about it.
Yeah, I think that's all.
Yeah, shout out to Tribula Racing. You know, we got the setup dialed before the event. It was really all the practice that the boys put in. You know, it was really helpful.
Yeah, that was good. So was it a setup you guys made yourself?
We were tweaking one.
Yeah.
We were tweaking an Alton Park setup. So not really the same thing, but worked out.
Worked out very well.
That's pretty interesting. Was it more of like a low downforce one or a high downforce one, or kind of like in the middle?
Medium.
Medium?
Yeah.
Not medium.
Gotcha.
Quite medium, yeah.
All right, well, awesome. Thanks, guys, for showing up, racing with us. Heading out
thank
here
you
for our
guys.
point.
Thank you.
Hopefully, we'll see you in some future events or whatnot. Keep us in mind, and we'll be reaching out to you soon. Thanks for racing with us.
Thank you,
Thank
guys.
you.
Have a good one.
Some damn fine Canadians.
Yeah, that was. So who's P2? Mike Braun and
Scott Kimbrough?
it looks like it's just Mike Braun.
Looks like we got Elias and maybe Zane.
Yeah, they're P3. I'm gonna drag Mike in here. You got him.
You got
Mike Braun.
Hey, how are you guys tonight?
I'm good. How are you?
I am well now, especially now.
That was kind of a stressful race to watch. How close were you on fuel at the end there?
I was coughing down the front straightaway on the last lap.
I saw we were riding on board with you for a long time, and I was like, look how long he is coasting coming up to each of those
But
corners.
still making passes while you're coasting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it felt good. I mean, I caught it early, luckily. I knew we needed to do 17s. And then Alex was just flying, and I noticed that he ended up clicking an extra lap in there. So we ended up having to save just completely that last run and go 18 like we'd never done the entire day. So, I was saving everywhere and anywhere I could. You know, Scott set the table for me, and I just rode into the sunset.
Yeah, that was impressive. There was a lot of people, like the last lap, maybe 2 laps, they all had to come in for that little splash. And
yeah, no, it was like I said, we were coughing down the front straightaway, so it was a hell of a race.
oh, awesome. You guys get a split your second place prize.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
That was good. Thanks for coming out with us. Thanks for racing. Hopefully
Thanks, guys, and look forward to see you guys next week.
Definitely.
See you next Tuesday.
Yep.
All right, now you got the next 2. I did that one. I'm done.
Fantastic.
I'm muting myself. You got them.
I think we should make Bob do it.
We got P3 in here. Elias.
Hello.
Devin is here to interview you.
How you guys doing
P3.
tonight? Feeling good about that P3?
Yeah, it was pretty good. A lot of fuel saving at the end. I was probably like a second and a half slower than I should have been, but we still made it at the end. It started cutting out the second after we got over the line, basically.
There you go. How did you guys feel about your setup tonight?
Well, it was okay. Neither me or my teammate are very good at setting up cars in the first place. We haven't really done it at all, basically. We tried different setups. They didn't really work at all. So we kind of just took the medium iRacing setup. So like whichever one that is. And we just kind of tweaked that a little bit here and there with like the wing and stuff like that. And then for the quality setup, we just took the Interlagos setup and we just, I think, changed the wing a little bit on that.
Interlagos.
Yeah, just a little bit, but
Go ahead.
yeah, I was just gonna add on and say, yep, just a little bit with the qualifying setup, but the setup was pretty janky, I guess is the word to use, but we made it work, you know.
Yeah, you guys got P3. That's better than most people, right?
I guess so, huh? We'll take it.
So that Interlagos setup, what got you guys thinking about Interlagos when you guys were racing in Imola?
I think I have like 2 qualifying setups from VRS, so it was the one that was quicker.
I gotcha. Okay.
I know.
That's interesting because we were talking to someone else and they used a modified Olted setup.
Oh, Olton, yeah. So I looked through the wings, obviously, and I couldn't really... I don't think the new GT3s, or the new Porsche, I should say, has raced at Imola, so I couldn't really find any kind of setup, and like he said, we aren't very good at making setups, so kind of messed around and did what felt good and found a qualifying set that had a similar wing and made it work.
I like to think that there's some spiritual connection between the mighty Imola and, Olton Park.
Yeah. I agree with that. I'll give it to you. It was a good race. Thank you guys for hosting it, though. Putting it together.
It was fun to watch.
Thanks for showing up. Some good races we saw tonight, and thanks for being a part of our special event from OMEC this year.
Yeah,
Thank you,
definitely.
guys.
Yeah,
It was really
absolutely. Hope you guys stick around. Keep us in mind for the more stuff. We'll definitely have some more stuff coming down the pipeline. So,
For sure.
Sounds like a plan. We'll keep an eye out.
all right, definitely. Thanks for showing up tonight, guys.
Thanks,
you.
guys.
All right, well, that does it for our 2-hour special event, which looks like we're
Take a point to the
Yeah.
right.
Oh, but wait.
whoa.
Nate Sides.
Nate Sides
I-
sneaking in
I
for an
just,
interview. What happened?
I abducted Nate Sides from his.
I was
from the
giving
trip.
everybody a technical lessons of what dog tracking is.
Wait,
No, and
wait.
then
Nate Sides, what setup did you use tonight?
I used the Marcus Express special.
Hell yeah, you did.
How did that work out for you?
Not very well. It's funny because we started with 1.3 gallons short and we ended up 1.5 gallons short. So it was perfect.
Nice.
Yeah.
What do you think about that finish, though? I mean, that's hard fought.
It was good. It was good. I'm happy with our finish, honestly. I was expecting a lot worse once we ended up with a drive-through halfway through the second stint. So we were able to keep it kind of clean after that.
Yeah, every position, kind of came through a lot of work there. Nice work.
Yeah.
I do wish you wouldn't have passed Team Slomac, but I won't hold that against you.
Well, they finished in front of us, didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
They finished
P9.
8th. Yeah, we were 12th. So.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah,
Jeez,
I
Bob.
did not have my.
Yeah, they were.
It's been a long 2 hours.
I was actually surprised that they were up as far as they were at the end because they were close to the very end of the field at the beginning. They worked their way up. That was good.
Yeah, they kept it clean.
Yeah,
That's the Patrick Cantrell way. Keep it clean.
exactly.
That's the Nate Sides way. Are you kidding me?
I mean, yeah,
Oh.
true.
Man's a
Not-
demon.
Not this race, my God.
Where's
Thanks for being a part of our first special event, 2-hour Imola, and
Absolutely, it was fun. Ton of fun. Tons of people.
that's a good race.
Awesome turnout.
All right. Well, thanks for your time here, and I abducted you into this just as Marcus was closing us out of the broadcast, so you can help us sign off.
Okay. Thanks for everybody for joining us. Hope to see some more drivers out there next time, and it's a lot of fun. Everybody should join us.
I'm gonna clip that and add it to the end of every broadcast.
I know.
That
That's
was
like
beautiful.
a mic
That's
drop
gonna be the
moment
end.
there. That's like our first like celebrity promo.
Oh man, I don't
Absolutely.
know. Celebrity. That's a big term for me.
We're going to end it there. Nate Sides, local celebrity. Thanks for tuning in, everyone.